And welcome back to Nat19
I'm only
Campaign
interrupting
2,
you for the meme this time,
Session
because I haven't heard it
59. Today, the recap, which will be done in... Where's my timer? There it is. That's my phone, which also is a timer, but not what I'm referring to. Shit, where's my timer? Fuck. Damn.
It's on the dresser next to the bed.
Damn.
Is it? It is!
How did you know?
I saw it earlier.
Crazy.
I know.
All right.
She's a witch.
Whoever I roll on this die, if you do it in under 2 minutes, to my satisfaction, you'll get an inspiration. Buddy, go.
Do it.
Oh shit, okay.
You got it.
So last time, we were dealing with the aftermath of the Berserker and El Cazador fight. Let's see. Cinder, Darius, and Maple all gathered up with Malaclips. They had a talk, and then we met up back with the other group after they dealt with Berserker. And then, let's see. Sterling was like super almost dead, and then Ian was like, I'm gonna use a Nefriti bottle to make a fucking wish, with a very low chance of it actually getting a wish, but he did it. And he wished for Sterling to be super okay and not dying anymore. And then, much to Logan's dismay.
No, I didn't care. I didn't mind either way. I was just surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken any emotional satisfaction in Sterling being crippled. What do you think I am? Some kind of monster?
Then Sterling was like, hey, I'm gonna go and try to find my dad. And then David's like, no, your dad's dead. No.
It was bad.
Your dad's dead. My dad's dead or dead? Your dad's dead.
Your dad's dead. And then they let him back into Diane's mansion, where they had a talk. But before that, Darius, Maple, and the rest of the incinerators, basically
Including me, I was there.
Yeah. They took the Drakes back to a safe house or something like that. So they could
Darius
just
and Maple
fuck
made
off.
out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Darius and Maple are now a couple. It's pretty cute.
Easy to do. Go on.
And yeah, back inside. Yeah, they fucked off back to the safe house. David now knows that Jean is Malaclips. That won't come back to bite him. And yeah, they went back inside. They discussed more of El Cazador being a butthole, and Sterling is now going to be running the zoo.
No stuff about Saber.
Oh yeah, they found out Saber's weakness being like cold damage or water, basically.
Alrighty.
Did he do it?
You
Castor made the twins almost cry.
It's true. You may take an inspiration. There are some things that could have been in there, but they're fairly minor. Yeah, such as noting that Suzume revealed what she wants, which is overall to push Castor to a point where he will utilize a noble phantasm that he's not been using, even though the Dial Clan would find it super useful. Because using said noble phantasm would mean he has agreed that violence is a solution to problems. Though Suzume did not, I don't believe Suzume clarified about what that noble phantasm was. Let's see. Just that she wanted to put pressure on the Dial Clan to force them into a position where they would have to, him to have to do that. Or one of the masters use command seal to make him do it. She doesn't really care. If it gets used, mission accomplished, Suzume. Anyways, so going back into it. So, Buddy asked me yesterday, off the record, how much time you guys basically had before the party, so I thought I'd just revisit that real quick. As of the end of the current long rest...
July 2nd at 6 a.m., right? Sorry.
July 2nd at 6 a.m. is when the masks are going to The writing in them is probably going to change, and you will receive further instructions. You don't know if that's when the party starts, just that that's when the masks are going to... something's going to happen, which
Oh.
you weren't given a location, so one can assume that it's not tied to a location. Let's see. However, the current time... Buddy, by the way, when I told you it was 3 p.m., that's as of the end of your current long rest, so technically it's currently, like... What is that, like... -3 to 5. It's like 7 a.m. on the 30th, but you guys have committed to this long rest, so you guys have your hour/4 hours of activity. Then this is done. Then it's 3 p.m., and then you guys have the rest of this day, the entirety of the first, and then up until 6 a.m. on the second. It is currently a clear... pretty normal day. It's a bit chillier than normal. You guys notice there's a layer of, like, as you guys have gone into the mansion, you guys notice there's like a layer of frost on the ground that wouldn't have been there. It's very wintry, and it's not going away. It's not windy, though. It's pretty calm, and there was a full moon overhead last night.
Is it suspicious, like how the snow was super suspicious? Because it's July.
That's more like the chillier factor. It's still, when Lancer walks, his magic resistance still does cause the frost on the ground around him, like with the snow, it would cause it to dissipate.
Okay.
Cool.
This is not very good relaxing music. I'm gonna change the music. Oh, that's sad music.
Oh no.
Oh, I know you guys can't hear it, but Sterling's gonna fucking finish with you guys, and he's gonna... I think that he finished with you guys before as well. Sterling's going to rest for a bit, and then he's gonna take off, and he's gonna head back towards the zoo.
Speaking of taking off, goodbye dinner table.
Damn.
So Sterling's out of there.
I'm
All
out
right.
as well.
Hello, Sterling.
All right, guys. I pass the speaking stick metaphorically over to you.
No, I need a literal speaking stick.
Oh,
I
okay.
need you to come here and give me a stick.
Yeah.
Everyone who is not everyone who is let's see, who would get... Okay, Lancer doesn't need to rest. David, you need 4 hours, right? And everybody else...
I need 8 hours of rest.
Oh, I mean, you get 4 hours of activity. You're half elf, right?
Yeah.
So don't you only need don't you...
No, elves get the...
Oh, you
4
don't, as a
hours
half elf,
of-
you don't get that, the trance thing?
No.
Oh, okay. So you all have an hour, basically, to do whatever you want.
Yeah. That'd be fucking crazy.
Oh, yes, and those at home, Bread's not here today. She's doing a show.
We're very sad about it.
Well, I mean, if we have an hour of time, I'm just gonna think that going back to the room and just getting on that rest is probably the best idea.
Are you outside of your room?
No, I'm in my room.
Okay.
I'm inside of it.
Okay, that's nice. Knock, knock.
Oh! Oh, hooray!
He's gonna kill you.
Oh,
Somewhere inside the room, a gun is cocked, but
Knock, knock, John.
5.
who is it?
David. It's David.
Pulls up hood.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you need?
Can I come in? I want to talk to you.
It's not the best time.
Oh, I think you could make some time.
dude, I'm so nervous. This is like the most polite David's ever been. So refined.
just preemptively, I will, I'll get up. I'll put away the new gun that I haven't looked at all because I don't want to risk doing anything with that. And I'm just gonna walk up to the front of the room and potentially like have a hand on a revolver.
Cool. I'm gonna
As I-
telepathically message Lancer. Just be like, "Hey, be at the ready if he pulls something."
I was gonna go make Diane feel bad about something,
That's more important. Let him do it.
but sure.
Okay. You can do that afterwards.
Yeah. Come on in. He will unlock the door and not
No.
open the door. He will unlock
will
the door
unlock
and
the
not
door.
open the door. He will move back immediately as soon as he unlocks it.
All right. David will slowly open the door. He's like, "Is it safe to come in? You haven't laid any traps for me, John. Sorry."
Fuck.
I don't need traps.
No.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pull some magic on me or something?
No, I won't cast any magic.
Okay. All right.
I will
fully enter
warn.
the room.
I will warn.
Hmm.
No kung fu. I am armed.
Okay. As am I.
He was like, I can't not tell you that I have my hand on my gun.
Oh my god.
Closes
I
the
know
door
this is
behind
going to
him.
give away any sort of surprise at all, if there was ever going to be any. But he's going to say he has his gun
All right.
because he likes David. He doesn't want to shoot David in the forehead.
Shoot him in the arm though.
He will just be at the back of his room, just standing, his hood up, and one hand behind his back, holding
David
a
is just
revolver.
kind of walking around the room, sort of just looking at some of like the decorations of the walls.
Did you close the door immediately, or is the door still open?
The door is closed.
Did you close it immediately?
No.
He's going to assume there is an armor boy here. At which point he's just gonna drop his guard a bit because he's like, okay.
All right. So, Jean, or would you prefer Malaclips or which one do you want me to call you?
I prefer John.
You prefer John? All right. So, what is a mage killer doing with a bunch of mages?
I have already told you why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know, aren't you supposed to be like killing us or something?
I'm retired.
Hmm. Is that true? Well,
My hood is up, by the way.
okay.
It is
Hey, could you
definitely
put your
up.
Could you put your hood down for a second, real quick?
No. He will not. He will not.
John, I don't want to hate you. You've been pretty cool. But you being a mage killer poses a bit of a problem. If you are actually Malaclips and didn't actually just like steal his name or something.
It's not a stolen name, no.
Did you look up?
Whenever it looks up, it's more just, I glance up, which is why I have the hood up.
Okay.
So, do that as you will. But I have
bitch.
bonuses if you look at me with the hood up.
Okay.
Oof.
Unless you want to have fucking Lancer tear down my hood or something.
Not yet.
Huh.
It's
Well,
inherited.
now that the your business is done, what's your plan there?
The same as it was before. You guys helped me out. I wanted to see if there was any more I could do to help you.
Are you helping us or the Dire Clan? They are your former employers.
Not former.
Current.
If they ask me to do something, and if they pay well, I'll still do it. But they haven't
They
asked
paid
me
you
for
to kill
anything.
us?
What's that?
If they paid you to kill us?
They haven't asked me for anything. And if they paid me to kill you, I'm pretty sure I would be the one ending up dead.
Good intuition.
There's nothing I can do against... He glances, probably not correctly, at an empty space around the room. He can't see him, but he's assuming he's there. There's nothing any one person can do against something like that.
Well, Jean...
He actually looks to his gun, or he brings his hood down, looks down at his side, pulls his hand out from behind his back, and sits his gun on the bed.
Alright. I'm gonna do you a favor, not tell the others who you are. I don't feel like they'd be super comfortable with a mage killer around.
They seem comfortable with you.
I don't have a reputation for being a mage killer.
I don't
Who is
know.
it
I'm
you
pretty
do?
sure you killed a mage earlier.
Wes.
I don't have a reputation for it, Lancer.
Aren't you planning on killing several more?
I didn't like it, being a assassin like that.
No.
I did it because the association and the church would kill me otherwise. I wouldn't be useful. The Dial Clan got me out of that. I focus on monsters now. And you're not a monster, David. Not from what I've seen.
Not yet. All right. Well, I'll gonna make some breakfast, and I'll see you around, Sean. Try not to cause any trouble.
If you want me to leave, give me the word. But until then, I want to see if I can help you guys out at least one more time.
You've been useful enough. I think we can keep you around. For now.
He'll pull down his hood and just nod to you.
Walk away.
As he walks away, Lancer skewers him!
Blood everywhere.
I said I wouldn't do anything. I didn't say anything about Lancer.
Blood everywhere.
He'll just watch the door to see if him and Lancer will leave.
David leaves.
Do you close the door behind you?
Does the door close immediately, or was it open for a decent amount of time before he left?
David didn't close the door himself. Just left it open.
Is the door closed now? Lancer.
Who could say?
If the door is still open after a couple of seconds, he'll walk up and go to close it. As he does, he kind of looks down at his hand and notices it's shaking a little bit. He grabs his hand and just kind of steps back and goes back to his bed.
All right. And David will proceed to the kitchen, where he will cook a delicious bean breakfast with other ingredients as well.
I need to make you a
You're
bean
the
fucking malt.
worst.
Inside a
You're
mystical mansion with enough food to feed 100 people. Give me them beans.
Dude, I just, with his last level, he got proficiency in cook's utensils, so he's gonna make some damn good beans. Very good British breakfast.
Oh,
Sorry.
Isla is gonna go try to talk to Ian.
Oh shit.
I know. How unusual.
You're in trouble.
What did I do?
He's getting sent to the principal's office.
I didn't do anything.
Mama!
It's not fair.
Jesus. Fucking knock knock.
Come in.
Please check that it's me before you say come in. Like, it
He
could have been
recognizes
anybody.
your voice.
I didn't say knock knock. I just knocked.
Oh, well, how am I supposed to know that?
Come in, a group of assassins come in and murder you.
Right? You
Door
fucking
opens.
idiot.
Saber. Hey.
Or you say
Strahd
come
von
in,
Savage.
Oh my
That's what I
god.
was gonna say.
you say come in, a vampire strong.
You
I'm like, okay.
You open it, it creaks open. A man you've never seen before stands in the doorway. I'm in.
Eddie.
Hello? Is
Diane.
there...
No, you already said that I could come in. I'm coming in and giving you shit.
Okay, fine, Jesus.
Hey. So, you know I hate asking, but can I, like, do that thing where I give you money and you make me potions?
I suppose. I guess I don't really have anything else to do right now.
Okay. How much fucking is it for, like, a healing one again?
Let me consult the chart. Swift Alchemy, where are you?
But the charts.
The
Put the chart, see. Let's see.
I feel like it might have been like $1,000.
That
I can make a superior healing potion for 100 gold,
which is $1,000. Yeah.
$1,000. Yeah.
and then since I can also make potions of rare or very rare quality, I think Supreme is very rare.
I'll check for you.
I'll have to look that up. There was some better potion I could make that's like $3,000.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you that.
They are very rare, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
I'll give you $1,000.
it would be fucking expensive, but yeah, I could make a Supreme.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I'll give you $1,000.
$1,000. All right. I could also make 2 of them at the same time if you want.
Oh, for the same amount of money?
No, it would still cost like for 2. I could just do it quicker.
You're trying to get all my goddamn money out of me. You will take this $1,000 and you give me a potion.
I mean, he
These
doesn't
things
keep
are
the money.
expensive, Isla.
Fucking...
Do you want
Cut
the
me a
potion?
deal here.
No, yeah, that's what it is. Like, shit, man. It's a lot of money. Like, damn.
I know.
Isn't that some kind of bundle deal?
Do you have some kind of humble bundle, if you will?
God damn it. Humble bundle of healing potions.
All right, so here's your 3 healing potions. That's for the humble bundle and a Steam code for amnesia.
God damn, they're giving out those like fucking clockwork.
Well, just as soon as Steam and computers are invented.
Woo! Heck yeah!
And then amnesia gets invented.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
What gets invented?
The good news is it's less than 100 years.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
that's
minus like 1,000 from myself.
All right, so just making
That's
the
good
one.
for someone like David.
Yeah, just.
Blabap.
Awesome.
I then use alchemy to transmute currency into a potion.
We assume that you will have used some supplies that you bought previously to do this, and we will consider that money as being spent next time you're in a settlement to buy new supplies to replace them.
Makes sense.
So, and you're gonna make. So, what was it? What did you make? 2 superior?
One.
One
One
superior.
superior.
And you're not doing a second potion?
Do you want a second potion?
If you want to spend your own money on a second potion.
I don't have my own money, so no.
I only have my sister's money.
We used to have money, and then
Walks
Saber
into Ian's
attacked.
room. Hey Ian, can you make me a potion of climbing? I'm kidding.
We
I
used to
mean,
have-
dude, technically, like, if Ian fucking
Probably.
sells himself, like, hey, y'all give me the money, I'll make you this shit. That's what he could easily become.
Yeah, I'll make you a superior healing potion. It'll just be like $1,500.
You son of a bitch.
That's still way less than they actually cost.
See, I've been giving you a deal.
What a fucking dickbag.
No, I'll
kind
make
of
it for
potions
you
can
at
you make?
cost.
Basically
Pretty much
any.
everything.
I was gonna say basically anything.
Yeah,
'Cause
anything that's not legendary.
I don't think there's any legendary
wait.
potions. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that
I could have sworn superiors were like either legendary or very rare.
they're very
There's
rare.
one of
He can make very
Are
rare.
they? Okay. Then supreme would be legendary?
Do you have the
Oh, sorry,
poison
superior.
stick?
Superiors. Sorry, for some reason I
I don't-
thought
I'm not proficient in it.
Ah, okay. So
superiors
anything-
are just rare.
So yeah,
Really?
he can
Yeah.
make all the Healy dues, and I can make all the poison dues.
Yeah.
Because he can't make any of the poison shit.
And then you
Has
can
that,
make-
have anybody told Malaclips that Ian can just make potions?
Nope.
Well, then I'm just gonna stay in my room then.
I mean, does he know we're alchemists?
Probably not.
Okay, yeah. Then
Roll
he knows
magic.
you're
Here, okay. You know what? I'll do a roll, guys. Let's see here. Let's
Roll
see.
me perception.
Oh, okay.
I think I should better roll this.
I saw it roll, but nothing came up.
Yeah,
the
I
result
tried something,
didn't
but
come
nothing came
What
up. Yeah.
happened?
Well, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it worked.
My
That
things
worked.
are showing up.
Yeah.
What did
If you
you
want to
do,
roll
Deco?
perception, Deco, we'll see if you've noticed that they seem to only use chemical-based stuff.
Hopefully let me roll perception.
Oh, there's some magic stuff.
Oh,
There it is,
now
it
it's
popped
showing
up.
There's the magic stuff.
That was really delayed.
Smooth.
Yeah, it was.
It's taking forever. I think it's because I'm loading in some.
16? You could have noticed and you could have inquired, based on the fact that they always tend to use bombs, and unlike most mages you're used to seeing, they use firearms and such.
Also, I like Ian, so I'm
It's
gonna
true.
go say hi to Ian.
There we go.
What do you
Money
mean
in my
you
pocket.
like Ian? Why did you hit on the Ian so hard?
Note that given that he has to spend his time making these, Ian, you won't have time for any drawn-out conversations during this rest.
Damn it!
You don't cook them beans well at all.
You got
They're
you got
fine.
you'll have the hour to make this stuff, and then you've got to rest.
I can't talk and make stuff at the same time.
I would imagine things of potions of the rare or very rare quality and higher probably require a lot of concentration. Plus, you overclock yourself and make 2. So if he asks you to make a second potion, then you're definitely preoccupied.
I can wait. It doesn't matter. Like, I'd like another potion of climbing, but if it's gonna mess with him talking to people, that's fine.
I'm gonna talk to him very briefly and then leave him to concentrate. Don't worry. Oh, fucking like
Alright.
unless he fucking makes a big deal out of it.
Strikes him with a 2x4, runs away.
Exactly.
So all right, going down the list.
yeah,
Malaclips, are you gonna go talk to him?
But
I
wasn't
will
done
go
talking.
to the room after dealing with the
Okay.
thing that just happened with David, and I will notice that he has somebody there, and
Sorry, I have to rewind a bit. Isla, sorry, what are you doing?
Okay, I wasn't done
That's why I said I was gonna wait.
Isla,
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
what are you doing?
Fucking like after I like give him the money, she's acting like super kind of like awkward, like she wants to bring something up, and she's like, so like are you okay?
Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't I be? We did a good thing.
Yeah, but like we had a genie this whole time and could have wished for Mom to come back and not been in this war and saved some random dude we met like twice. instead of having Mom back.
Yeah. I mean, why would I feel conflicted about any of that?
That's kind of why I'm asking if you're okay.
This is getting heavy.
Yeah.
Starts packing up.
He's at the door! Oh, shit!
Like,
I don't know. It felt like the right thing to do at the time. It still does to some extent, but yeah, it's hard not to wonder if what else that wish could have done.
I think that we definitely did the right thing. I think that helping someone who is still alive is better than wishing for someone who's dead to come back.
Thanks.
And she is going to hug him.
Oh no!
Burns!
I know!
oh no!
It's like it doesn't even register what's happening for a second. Like, what's that? What?
I know, I don't think we've ever done this before, and it's kind of weird, but I feel like we need to.
It's like, Pat.
Also, Pat.
We're not very good at this.
No, and then she like pulls away and she's like, okay, so, I'll see you at breakfast. Bye. And leaves.
I'll see you at breakfast. Yeah.
Finger guns in her brother.
Okay, like, are you doing okay?
I'm fine. Fine.
Insight check. Oh, that's not super terrible for once.
That's true. She's not fine, but I want a deception real quick.
Do it.
Fuck, I'm not great at that. Oh.
It's like eyes narrow. What's going on?
Okay, so I'm maybe not fine, but I also don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Is it anything serious?
Nah, it's fine.
I mean,
You already failed the deception check.
It's fine being
I
not
know.
fine. What's fine? Who would want to be fine? I'm fine not being fine.
you know you can tell me anything, right? Like, I mean, I might give you shit, but
I'm gonna close my window.
Nah, you love me.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's some stuff I haven't really figured out in my own head, so I'm not really ready to talk about it with anyone yet. But yeah, I can talk to you when I'm ready, I guess.
Okay. I would like that.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have a good night.
Isn't it the morning now? I'm confused.
Right. It's like 3
Currently,
p.m. or
it is
something.
no, 3 p.m. is when your long rest will end. It is currently like, it's currently like 7, 8 a.m.
Okay.
Math.
Man,
It's
our
in the
sleep schedules
a.m.
are fucked.
You're right, I love it.
You're on a
so good.
master's sleep schedule, is what you're on.
Huh.
Battles happen at night.
then-
Holy Grail wars are nocturnal.
That's
When-
fair.
Was this happening at the same time David was talking to Malcolm?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I leave his room.
All right.
Oh, are you just gonna fucking pass each other in the hall?
Figure guns.
Hey, we just passed by.
Meow.
All right. So,
David's
Isla,
in-
where are you
David-
headed?
David's in the kitchen.
I'm gonna knock on David's door.
Alrighty.
It's not there.
I
In
know.
the kitchen.
I know you are. So I'm gonna knock and be like, hello. Okay, yeah, he's not there.
Pulls out
And then I go-
butter knife.
Do that and then I go to my own room for a little bit.
All
Rest
right.
Oh.
up. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Malaclips. What are you doing, Malaclips?
Gonna do
This is
a
what I get for making breakfast.
gonna do a
You get
knock
from
on gonna do a knock
breakfast.
on Ian's door.
Huh? You back already, Isla?
No,
It's way quicker than usual.
no, I'm
Oh.
It's a
Sorry.
bad time.
No, it's all right. I'm just starting to work on something. Do you want to come in?
Thank you. He's gonna step inside and kind of like look at him and like look at like what he's doing. It's just like, yeah, I put together that you were. I'll start over. Hello, Ian.
Hello, Sean. Or Malaclip. Should I call you Sean or Malaclip? Okay. How do you do, Sean?
I'm doing fine. I just had a conversation with David, but other than that, I wanted to know if I could ask you something.
How do you do, John? Dejon Mustard.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
I saw that you and your sister are, well, proficient with bombs and potions and the like. I wanted to know if you had any way of creating something specific.
Probably. Well, what'd you have in mind?
Well, earlier during the battle, I had used a potion that I was keeping, so that I could potentially get back into the fray. It was a potion of climbing. It allowed me to climb real easily.
Okay.
And I wanted
Yeah,
to know if you've ever done anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't made anything like that in a while, but I think I got a recipe in here for that. Just like flipping through his formula book. Yeah, I would need some money for the cost of materials, but yeah, I could make that
He
for you.
pulls out a
tonight.
bag. He pulls out his tiny bag and like pulls out like a larger bag of money from his tiny bag.
So just so
Outstanding.
you know, that's a common potion, so that's only $500.
He
Yeah.
will put a large thing of money on the on his bed, like thump.
How much?
Right.
You know,
I
he'll
mean,
put around 20 something thousand.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ.
It's like
I
How
should
much would-
maybe be more specific. This is not that expensive. Oh my God! How do you have
shut
that
up
much
and
money?
take the money.
You're not there.
I know, this is Carrie.
sorry. How much would it be?
It's maybe like $500 worth of materials.
He like takes like a small chunk of the money from the top of the bag.
Oh my God.
Would 700 be okay? I feel like you need something for it as well.
No, you don't have to like pay me. Like it's just I'm doing it anyway. Like Isla asked me to make a healing potion, so I'm like I'm already gonna be up for a while.
Then thank you. He'll take 500 and he'll hand it over.
Dude, the fucking difference between Malaclips and Isla. Isla's like, man, you're breaking my balls here, Ian. Come on. And Malaclips is like, here, please take this extra money. You work very, very hard.
All right.
He just like looks to his money. Would $20,000 be okay?
I
Is
can
that how
honestly-
much magic costs?
I can honestly say that would be enough to cover it.
Alrighty. So you ask him to do that.
the only thing other than that I'd like to do is just like as he like does this, he's just like, thank you very much. Also, you did really good today.
What do you mean?
I don't think that in the same position I would be able to resist doing something for myself and with what you did. So you did really, really well. You're a good person, Ian.
You give me too much credit.
I had one of those once. One of those bottles.
Oh yeah? What happened there?
I wasn't as lucky to get a wish or anything from it. It pledged itself to me and then immediately died.
I'm so sorry.
But I feel like I almost ruined a companionship with it. So I know how greedy someone can be, and I just wanted to let you know that you're a good person. I'm going to leave.
Ridiculous. I don't know. Like we haven't known you very long, but I don't think you're a bad guy. Like, I don't get that vibe from you, from what it's worth.
Thank you. I'll try my best to help you guys out as much as I can while I'm still here.
Thanks. Bad people don't make moats for practical strangers for really no reason.
They're very good. I just feel like this is a conversation that can happen at a later time. I'm sorry. I'm still a little... From earlier, I talked with... I'm going to go lay down.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Have a good rest.
He'll give a nod, he'll pull his hood up, and he'll go to leave. He'll leave 200 extra gold on the bed as he takes his money.
Son of a bitch!
Sorry, hold on. 200 gold or $200?
$200.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
My bad.
There's a
That's
difference
a
of a
big
decimal
difference.
point there.
My bad. I forgot.
All right, I already took the money out of your inventory, and I just added that to 200 to Ian.
Oh.
All I did was drink water. I drank
Why
one
does your body
sip.
try to kill you?
I had one gulp of water. One. That's it.
Your body hates you,
That's
Logan.
it. That's all I had.
I know. I believe you. Your body's out to get you, though.
And it was one
You
hiccup.
shouldn't do that to a body.
I don't understand.
So.
Okay. So.
Wanted to fuck with Diane, right?
What? Oh, I'm sure I'll go make her feel bad about something.
Yeah.
Roll me roll me a charisma check, and I'll roll a charisma check back against you.
Ooh.
Okay, you got a 16. She got a 20.
Give her a firm nod of approval for not being being mean to her.
She's feeling strong-willed today.
Good for Diane. It's very, very out of character, but good
Yeah,
for
she's
her.
feeling strong-willed
Lance
and
was
independent.
impressed. He laid into her this time, but she was stoic.
She
was
stood her
stoic as a
ground.
rock, man.
Sat there, unseen servants surrounding her, giving her tea, sipping it mercilessly as she held eye contact with Lancer as he
sipping it mercilessly.
sipping it
Love
mercilessly.
it.
Mercilessly.
Mercilessly sipping it. She's unbudging in her fortitude today. She she's recently learned to cast teleport, and that has given her a sense of confidence.
The door opens. She looks at me. What do you want, Lancer?
What do you want, Lancer? Here to stir up my jimmies?
Oh my
Like goes wide. Lancer just like goes wide-eyed and closes the door.
Not today. More tea.
There shall be no mercy.
The taste of no mercy.
You're at my
Listen
house.
close. You can hear the tea screaming for me to stop. But I won't stop. Nobody stops.
It's not boiling. It's screaming out.
Diane, you really gotta stop smoking. I mean, it's fucking doing something to your voice.
Modern medical science states there's nothing wrong. I can smoke as much as I want.
In fact, it's quite healthy for me. I can quit
One
it.
sec while I drag off these 4 cigarettes at once.
Oh, jeez.
That's
1 second while I take a
That's
photo.
some good no consequences.
Cancer, you say. Greater restoration.
Greater restoration, says I.
Oh shit.
It's Diane dummy thick.
I feel like we all internally
Lancer.
know the answer to that.
I keep trying to kill Jack, but I'm dummy thick. And also emotionally unbalanced, leading me to question my emotional fortitude.
Easily
Also
gaslighted
dummy
by his
thick.
charming nature.
Something about my ass. Dummy thick.
Jesus.
So. That was a good rest.
Everyone, I did it. I figured out how the top button of this shirt works.
So
I'm
proud
not
of you,
changing. I
Diane.
just know how now.
I like to believe, based off that parody picture that Vin did of her trying to button her shirt up, that it's just too much of a hassle to get it all the way buttoned up. Like, she
makes sense.
just always buys shirts that are like one size too small. Like, they should be taken out a little bit for her chest size. But
Oh.
she just,
again.
yeah.
One thing I wanna do before I forget.
Okay.
You had given me the new gun, and told me what it was before, so it doesn't really need to have any big thing. But like my adamantine bullets and my +3 bullets need to be changed to be.
No, they don't.
+1. They don't.
If you use ammunition that has a higher enhancement bonus than the actual weapon, you go with
Well,
whichever
the
one's higher.
adamantine doesn't have any.
Adamantine bullets? Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
so
Okay, so
actually,
yeah, they
I'm
would.
shooting-
Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of the +3 ones. I'll adjust those.
Okay, yeah, because I'm shooting worse with that right
Bam.
now.
So I
Thank you.
But yeah, in general, I'm sure there's people that disagree on that too. But that's the way I reconcile it. Otherwise, you could really break ranged weapons by having +3 ammunition and +3 weapons. So the way I treat it is like you would go with whichever one is higher.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Although the circumstance where someone could get enough of those for that to be crazy would be.
Oh yeah, totally. But in late game especially, it's
But
like
yeah,
any
you can get
you can
dirty.
finagle yourself to have a base +6 on your damage and weapons, and that is ridiculous. Like before adding in your proficiency modifier, before adding in your ability score. All right, but so and David, you make breakfast and eat.
Yeah.
All right. And all right, so you guys spend your hour doing such, and then you sleep. What would happen? Diane, what would Diane spend this
Does
time doing?
anyone want any breakfast?
Oh. This is what
Every room
happens
has
when
any
you wake up
breakfast.
early than anyone else.
Oh.
God.
Sterling eats with you very quietly, and
Yo, do that.
not out of any not with any kind of contempt for you or anything. Just clearly thinking about the events that just transpired. He doesn't eat the beans though. He definitely is like, I can have anything I want here. So
I'll I offer to cook him whatever thing he wants. So
he desires steak, like a lot of it.
All right, he cooks him some steak.
All right.
I'm
Roll me-
sure there are the materials.
Roll me cooking utensils. It's not normally something that requires a roll, but you know, let's have fun.
14.
A 14. Okay, you cook definitely above average steak. 10 being the baseline. You cook a steak well enough that you could probably get a job as a chef somewhere by the standards of the world.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Sterling very much enjoys it. He has the unseen servants bring him some alcohol as a to go with his steak, even though it's the morning. He drinks. He doesn't seem to be overly affected by it. He doesn't seem to get tipsy from it. Afterwards, he just to cut to the chase of this, he thanks you. He says that he'll let you guys know if he finds out where his father's hidden secondary base is, so you can go there. And he excuses himself and he heads off.
All right. Perfect.
And then you guys finish your rest. So, my dudes, it is now 3 p.m. Wednesday, the 30th of June. You have just under, what would it be? You have in the ballpark of like 35 to 40-ish hours. The potential for one more long rest if you take it on Thursday. Well, I guess it really depends when you take it, but you basically have the... yeah, you have the potential for a total of 2 more long rests if you time things well. And I only bring that up in case you guys decide you want to travel anywhere. We talked over this week about the semantics involved in teleporting to places and such. Mm-hmm. So that's on you. You guys have pretty much a full day and a half, almost 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, David's still waiting in the kitchen, waiting for everybody to show up, I guess.
Heads to kitchen.
Same.
All right.
Aims gun at David. I'm kidding.
Oh shit!
Now I have him surprised.
Puts
He
on
gave me the
Captain
excuse
Hat.
I needed to kill him. All right.
Hey.
Time to murder David.
Oh shit!
Murder him right in his murderable face.
His murderable face.
Ian looks like he hasn't slept at all, just bags under his eyes.
Oh, jeez.
You look like shit.
I hand him a cup of coffee.
Looks at
I
Ian.
appreciate
Looks
you.
looks at Ian. Looks at stuff to make malts. Goes and makes more malts.
Diane saunters in, has one of the unseen servants pull up a chair as she effortlessly sits down back into it without looking back at it. She puts out one of her hands. An unseen servant brings her a mug, and then you see 2 other unseen servants bring bottles over. One of them seems to pour her coffee out of what looks like a wine bottle, and without her looking at it, she then moves it to the side. The other one then pours alcohol into the same mug, and then she sips.
Diane is the bougiest bitch, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
I feel bad.
chocolate malt
I feel
today.
bad saying this, but this is kind of how I imagine Brad thought that Diane would be. So I'm gonna try to run that.
Bougie ass bitch. Ooh, I love it.
Logan, if you want, we can just take the roll from the last time I did it. Is that fine?
the malt.
Yeah, sure.
Yay, the Nat 20!
Everyone.
Hell yeah.
That's so good.
Hell yeah.
So, what's the
The
plan?
art.
Is sipping where in the
I
kitchen
give
is David?
everybody their chocolate malts. That is my plan. They can come up with a better plan.
Sipping malt.
Oh,
Where in the kitchen's David?
I'm.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, I'm just in the
In
kitchen
the
cooking.
kitchen? Alright, okay, so you're no, I'm just trying to check if you're like at the table with everyone or if you're like cooking by.
No, I'm making food for people.
Okay. Okay.
Malaclips is just looking over like, is he staying beside me because he doesn't trust me? I don't understand what's going on right now. Is that why he's cooking right now? Is that why? Should I leave? I don't.
He's just thinking all of this in his head, and then you hear David just whispering, "Yes."
Oh my god.
My God, he can read my mind. Mages are scary.
Oh, I love Malaclips so
He's a
much.
good boy.
Ian gets his first, by the way.
Oh, all right. I see how
Oh,
this fucking
thank
works.
you.
That's right. Then David, because I'm afraid of him. Then Isla, because I'm afraid of her.
Girls' eyes.
Then
Point you out,
Diane. Then himself. There, no, other freaking. God, I can remember his name.
Sterling, he's left.
Sterling.
Sterling's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he left?
And next
Oh,
is
no.
myself, and then the rest of it I'll leave for people who want more, or for Lancer to take care of
Did
when
he
no one
step
else.
on something?
As you,
Leaving the door.
if you're referring to the letter, no, he didn't bring it up. If he did,
Oh.
as you give it to Diane, she like looks at it on the table, continues to drink her coffee, snaps one of her fingers and points at it. One of the unseen servants lifts it, gets a spoon, and starts like giving her. Starts like, what's the consistency of a malt? I haven't had one.
It's like a milkshake.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. She starts, the unseen servant starts to like pass it to her whenever she wants it. Otherwise, it's just hanging out behind her with it.
Wow.
Oh,
Diane, what happened to you?
I love you.
You look so much more confident.
Damn.
I learned to teleport, David.
That changes a woman.
The knowledge that you can go anywhere makes you feel like you can do anything.
Makes you really feel like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man.
That is my favorite meme of 2018.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'll hand Malaclips and Isla the potions I made for them.
Thanks, bitch.
That didn't take long at all. Thank you.
No problem.
You
Bleh.
need to go have a nap.
I'm fine. I have caffeine.
No.
Drinks the entire thing in like one go.
Oh Jesus, you need
That
a
is-
As soon as
I
you're
put a
done with
lot-
it, he hands you another cup.
David. Okay.
Thank you, Coffee Angel.
Yeah. Goes back.
Looks to chocolate malt. Maybe I should have made a coffee malt.
No, this is perfect.
No,
You're perfect.
this is great. You have done nothing wrong, John. Thank you. You'll drink them both, like just alternating between them.
Oh, that's so gross.
He
We
just like
just
does
look
that.
back to him after a minute. He just is downing both at the same time.
You
He
guys
like takes a
hear
few sips of each. He's like, this was a mistake.
you guys hear resonant footsteps coming from out in the direction of the front of the mansion, and entering the room, you guys see Suzume entering, not in spirit form, just in regular plain old conceer form, walks around and walks over to Diane and puts a envelope in front of her, then backs off, puts her hands in her kimono sleeves, and goes back into spirit form. Diane takes it while you guys are doing this, opens it, takes out the letter, and reads it to herself.
What's going on there?
I will get her a malt.
She puts her hand
Can
up.
she leave?
Sorry. Girl's gotta watch her weight.
Not Diane.
That's
Oh, Suzume.
Yeah.
Walks over to Suzume. Sorry.
Sorry. A girl's gotta watch.
Way.
A
my
spirit girl's gotta
Nat19
watch her spirit weight.
Drink my Nat 20 malt and die of happiness.
God damn you.
If you do that, she'll come. Roll persuasion.
Ooh, yay.
Ooh.
I don't get to use persuasion a lot.
Let's wait that bitch.
Oh my god!
Drink my fucking malt.
She come. So instead of going back into spirit form as you like put it out to her, she looks to it. Her hands come a little bit out of her sleeves, and then she just her eye darts up to meet yours.
Puts malt back in.
Servants. Servants don't need food. The amount of energy that we get from eating food is negligible. It doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah, but it tastes good though.
It doesn't really matter if you need to. It's just everyone else is having something. If you don't want it, he just sets it in front of her.
I didn't say I didn't want it.
He said it right. If you don't want it, you don't have to drink it. Don't worry.
Oh, Pazuzu.
She puts her hand out and she like takes it delicately, grabbing the top of the glass it's in, like from the top and lifting it over. She puts her hand around it as if it was a teacup, like holding it by the sides and by the bottom. Do I drink this normally? I'm not used to your food.
Nods.
I really don't need this. She puts it up to her face and she takes a drink from it. Closes her. I was gonna say that's exactly what happens. She like puts it back down. There's a little bit left on like her upper lip. She swallows. You see her her expression soften very briefly as she doesn't wear a scowl usually, but she is very stoic.
Stern.
She seems to it softens a bit, and she lets out a very soft and like looks down at it, and you see what almost looks like a very faint like blush appear. And she continues to drink it.
Yay! Malika will smile.
Smiles at her. I'm gonna say totally smiling at her, noticing.
It'd seem there's a disconnect, says Diane, in case anyone was wondering, between what Ryder knows and what Jack knows.
Go on, Diane.
Jack had told us that he was going to have delivered extra masks so that we could get into the party. But this letter that was delivered by Ryder is informing us that we already have as many as we need, and none will be provided.
Masks?
Huh.
What do you mean by masks?
Diane regards the rest of the group, in case anyone else wants to explain it.
He knows about the party, he just doesn't know about the mask thing.
David knows about the masks, right?
The masks are kind of like the invitation, I guess.
Oh.
I have them. I have 4.
Let's see this.
I see.
Yeah.
Should I stay here?
There's one for David, there's one for Isla, there's one for Ian, and there's one for Moon Moon.
Yay, Moon Moon!
Hooray! I mean...
One of her eyebrows raises, unimpressed at you.
Well, there are 5 masks. It's 5 of us.
There should be 4 masks.
4 masks.
Didn't?
I thought you said.
No, 4.
I thought you said there
No,
were
there's-
4 masks, and then Diane got an additional one.
Yeah, I thought that.
No,
Jack
Diane didn't get
Offered
nothing.
an additional one, but she didn't take it.
Jack said that he would have them
Damn it,
delivered for
Diane.
Diane. Ryder did not deliver extras for Diane.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ryder has seen your group. Just so you guys would know, because you would piece this together just through common sense. Ryder has seen your group collectively. Ryder knows how many of you are, knows who you are, and knows how many people know Diane. That's how she figured out how many masks you need to begin with. Whereas Jack was like, oh, you just must not have been invited yet. So, well, masks sent to you. Jack didn't even know that she was in the district.
So, what you're saying is, Ryder don't know about Malacliffs right now.
That is correct.
Ooh.
Or if Ryder does know about Malaclips, did not feel the need to extend an invitation to an extra person.
Ooh. Okay.
Those are the 2 main possibilities.
That's fine. I'll hang out with the servants and die.
No!
That's fine.
That's what I
Yo,
want to do. I want to hang out with the servants. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Wait.
come to this party anyway. Like, we're probably all gonna get killed. Like,
This
let's
is the
not
thing that Sassy wanted to do, and on the same level, I get to do the thing I wanted to do.
Diane puts her hand up and motions for one of the unseen servants to move around the table over to where Isla is. Could I get my mask, please?
I mean, sure, but like, why?
to put it on. To reconfirm we're on the
Okay.
same schedule we thought we were.
Okay. Gives single mask to servant.
It takes it, politely bows to you with its mostly translucent form, and then glides back over to Diane, who takes this fairly common-looking, think the mask from the mask, mask, and, like, puts it over her face. Nothing's changed. Still says that we have to meet, still says that further instructions will be given as of the 2nd at 6 a.m.
Well, got time to kill.
She takes it off, gives it to one of the servants. And they just hold it for her.
Yeah. We don't know where this party's gonna be, so...
Well, 2 of you do.
Do it?
Which two?
Good question. You're clearly not one of them.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, isn't it Diane and Ian? Like, they know.
Yeah.
If you need to,
Who's to
if you don't know
say?
exactly where the party's going to be, would it be better to make our way back to your car?
Yeah,
Snake.
we don't, Snake?
Snake.
Snake?
Snake!
What's up?
I think Logan's dead.
Anyways,
If that's what you want to do. I'm sorry. Right. I'm Diane. If we want to.
If
Mostly,
you don't
I'm
know
interested
where
in
the
waiting for
party's
instructions to come out. I don't have any plans. We just managed to take out one of the servants in your war. I'd say that warrants a day or 2 of rest. But if you all have anything you want to take care of, I'm at your disposal.
Yeah. I'm all for some rest after what happened, so...
Looks at David.
What?
Nothing.
You hear a sharp slurping sound as Susan May finishes the malt. You see her with, like, you see, like, as soon as it happens, like, she takes the glass down from her hand and very clearly didn't expect drinking the last of it to be that loud.
Oh, I love her!
Malchus would get up and get her a refill.
Her eyes squints as if she's angry at the rest of you for having heard her, and she puts the glass down on the table.
How dare you hear me?
And then she returns to spirit form, and you just hear a very faint, "It was good."
Oh, she's all in tears.
Malchus is gonna smile like, yeah.
Oh,
Just give him a thumbs
heck
up.
yeah, smiling.
Now, if only Lancer would have. Oh, it's all gone. I'm kidding.
Drank the pitcher.
That's what he did to the. That's what he did
Just
to the banana one.
tilts head back, pours pitcher in through visor.
Oh.
I
very
am
good.
Sir Galliot, and this is Jackass.
If no one has any plans, and again, if we are going to be resting, again, I would say that if we don't know where it's going to be, heading back to your car might be a good start for the day.
Maybe.
It's going to take us a couple of hours to get there.
Anyone have any other plans or ideas?
Kill everyone.
Looks at me.
Eh.
There is the issue of Mateo being missing.
Yeah, your friend, he was heading off toward.
Hmm.
Oh God, what's it called?
Sobrio.
Is it? Oh yeah. Your friend was heading off toward Sobrio, the place that was taken over by Jack's henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
The party is anyways.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know where the party's gonna be.
And I forget where the party is.
Would Ian want to tell them?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Then yeah, Jack had mentioned that it's going to be in Sobrio.
Oh,
Diane's
we
staying
might be-
quiet because Diane is following Ian's lead and for some reason assuming that not revealing that information is some sort of power move against the rest of the group.
damn.
No, just kind of absent-minded.
Maybe
Paris,
at that point,
crawl up my butt.
going and
I'm
getting
going to let it.
Power move.
Power move. We could tell you where the party is, but then you'd know. What can you do for us? Yuck, 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 yuck.
Diane, you became kind of a giant bitch in the last 2 hours.
we had
What's
heard
that about?
something. We had heard something recently about Personico, right?
About Personico? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is where the place where Suzume had been staying while she was taking care of
Ah, okay.
Maple and Shiori.
Right.
So basically, Personico is where the incinerators are going to be staying.
Okay.
In a
If we want to go and
nebulous
visit them, then we can.
in a nebulous state of they're there in case they're needed, but maybe they're not. Who knows?
They're there in case people in the party die.
I mean, you said it.
Okay.
Sobrio
Notes.
is a pretty.
The notes.
Sobrio is pretty far from here.
I just
still
checked.
think-
Sorry, I just checked my resident notes for Giornico because I was looking up Holly's name again, and I have just like everything written by jobs. I have like Matteo Brandili, Diecat's Mao owner, former explorer. Holly Altobelli, Diecat's Mao waitress. Romeo Odie and Leontina Odie, owners of Odie's General Market. Piccolo, Matteo's amazingly fluffy dog.
Yay!
Like everyone else is like just like fucking clerical descriptions of them, and then hers, like the dog is just like the goodest boy.
What a
The
good
goodest
boy.
Sobrio is pretty far away still. I still think getting the car might be a good idea. Unless you want to head into the town later on a little bit more stealthily. But if there's going to be a party, I don't see the use of that.
It's true. Well, do we know when the actual party is? We know when these fucking masks are gonna go off, or whatever.
I don't believe so.
All right. I guess the best plan we have here is getting to the car. Start making our way. We could stay at the Dire Cats for a little bit while we wait and start heading towards Sobrio when we're needed.
I mean, yeah.
Alrighty.
Sounds about right.
So is the group decision then to head back up and head? The car is still in Giornico, right?
No,
The
fuck.
car's at the
Oh.
church.
Church.
Oh, the
Okay.
Santa Maria.
Yeah, the Santa Maria del Castello.
But like getting to Giornico from there is pretty easy.
Okay, so my dudes, I'm gonna share the map with everybody again.
Have it open.
Yeah,
already have it open.
Same.
Oh, then
I didn't.
I don't need to share it then.
Share with me.
Why would I?
Damn it, Deco!
Why
I
would
mean,
I
I
do?
can go and get it easily, but I don't want to. Share it with me.
There you go.
Yay.
Yeah, it's open for everybody.
Put it
So-
in one of your pins or whatever.
So
Mouthwash.
it is a useful map. You should have it in one of your pins, probably.
Well, my pins keep getting reset every time fucking the thing like updates
Yeah,
for some
happening
reason.
to me too. It's fucking bullshit.
Oh,
Weird.
mine don't do
That's
that.
why I haven't been using the pins for a lot of things.
Maybe it's because I'm DM side. It doesn't do that. Although also noting that the Fantasy Grounds hasn't actually updated in quite a while.
Yeah,
Updated for me the
one
other day.
recently.
Yeah, I was gonna say it updated for me.
Did
Yeah,
it?
like last week.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Are we
Maybe
in?
it's 'cause
Are we in
you're-
3.7.8?
I don't fucking know, but it
Maybe it's
is.
because you're on the beta.
No,
Or
I opted out of that a while back,
you
actually.
Came back. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an update like last week.
Yeah,
What?
3.3.7.
Oh, what's new? What's
I don't know.
new? I need to know.
I can't say I've ever had my pins get deleted, but if you guys want to re-add them, the easiest way, if you hit images and maps, you can still look up Leventina since it's been shared with you already, and then you can just drag it back in.
It's still a pain though.
Yeah.
You're a pain.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need.
Mm,
I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. No.
No.
3.3.7 still looks like still. No, still looks like the original. It looks like 3.3.8 hasn't come out yet. Weird. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, which way do you guys want to go there? So you've got, you could go along the non-forest area, or you could go like to the forest. If you ultimately travel along the just like the more flatlandish areas, you'll go faster overall. Alternatively, Diane could teleport you all back.
I was gonna say, I was about to be like, question about Diane's teleport. Is that just for her, or can she make all of it?
She can use it on all of you.
I think it's up to 15 people.
Holy shit, that's insane.
I know it's at least up to 8. I don't know about 15. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just know it's at least up to 8.
I could be. I'm probably wrong.
8. It is 8. I just checked. It's 8 creatures that you can see, or a single object you can see that is that can fit within a 10-foot cube.
Oh, I didn't know you could teleport objects too. That's cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, but it has to be a 10-foot cube thing, so nothing larger than a large creature, basically. So, for example, she could not. She could probably teleport her car.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If she ever had the need. If you guys want to teleport to the Santa Maria, let's see, let's look at the teleport mishap table. Associated object, no, because it's because the car doesn't technically belong there. She'd be seen casually, so yeah, she has at least a 50% chance of teleporting that successfully.
Could she teleport to her car?
And then come get us.
You teleport to a location, not to the car.
Her car's at a location,
which is true, but the location is what matters, not an object within it, which is what a car would be.
Could she teleport to her place in Yornico?
Her place in Yornico? She would be very familiar with that, yes. She'd still have a very small chance of failure, but she could absolutely
But it'd be better than the other, though.
Oh, yes. She literally, there would be a 13% chance of failure.
What, an hour to get to the place from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, you guys can absolutely... I'm moving 2 hours between Yornico and Santa Maria.
Oh, yeah.
The 1 hour was between Yornico and Helgris.
It's also, I'm used to Assassin at this point.
So, does the group want to do that? Does the group want to use Diane's teleport to get over there? Let's see.
I just want to have it. I just want to see it be used.
I want to see it.
Diane has 2 of those a day. Just FYI, 2 per long rest because
We're
her
not
7th.
planning on fighting today. Let's go.
Okay.
Yes, dude.
All right. Cool.
I'm not planning.
I'm really excited to roll off this table and see what happens. So she's doing very familiar.
You all combine into one hideous creature.
Like the fly.
Exactly.
I think the best one is if someone viewed the false description of a location, like if they describe somewhere that doesn't, and you try and teleport there, there's a really, really good chance you're just going to take a buttload of damage and not go anywhere.
Like 3d10 force, right?
You take 3d10 force damage, then roll again. So
re-roll.
Yeah, there's
But
1 to 50.
most of the results for the false description are another mishap, so you re-roll.
It's 1 to 50% chances are mishaps, and then 51 to 100 are similar area. And depending on the description, similar area can mean anything. Like, if you're like trying to teleport, like the description is it's a castle with red banners, for example, like, and that's basically what you get. There's probably a lot of those in the world. So
There's probably a lot of those in other places.
Yep.
Teleport across the
And then there's other planes, but that's a whole. All right, I'm gonna roll this. I will reveal the roll to you once I do it, so you guys know I'm not lying if it's something bad. But you guys only have like a 1 to 24 chance of this even going remotely bad. So, bep. And boop, that's a 35. So she gathers you all. She gathers everybody together. I think you guys, your team is 7 people. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 people. So you're fine. She closes down the mansion. She's gonna leave it here because why not? But she closes the door once she's outside. You all get into the teleportation circle. As she begins casting, this like radiant, glowing golden energy forms and creates this circle around all of you. and she seems to, just due to the intensity and level of the magic, she almost seems to cause these shimmering, semi-translucent golden wings that actually turn into this, like, get this, like, fiery red corrupt aura on them as she's casting. After she finishes, there's a large flash that retracts into itself really quickly, just and it's gone, and all of you are taken with it. And let's see. Diane's not going to aim specifically for her home, because if there's anybody around and they see you guys flash in, then that'll be bad. So she's going to basically, she's going to aim for a location close to that, which she's going to teleport you guys into the basement of the Die Cats.
Cool.
So you guys teleport in, you pop into the basement, there's another large flash down there, a golden flicker of energy, and all of you are in the basement.
All right,
As
Bear
well as
wasn't
Holly,
with
so
us.
now we have to kill her.
For a brief instance, I thought we had gone, and she had also teleported the car into the basement.
No.
I'll be right back.
No. Because the car is still at the Santa Maria. I'm going to tick off her 7th level spell slot for that. Boop. Done. All right, so you guys are now... If you guys... I'm going to be honest with you, I was really, really hoping that you would get off target. Because then... How many hexes are between you and there? 1, 2, 3, 4... About 5 hexes between there. So basically, if you'd gotten off target, you would have landed 1 to 5 hexes in a random compass direction away from your target, which means you could have ended up on Duncan's side of the mountains in his forest if it had gone wrong.
God.
Or up closer to Sobrio, or up in the peaks of the mountains, or on the other side of the mountain range to the
It could have only gone
east. Or just in Sobrio, you just show up at the party like, ah!
I guess we're here.
So yeah, you guys teleport and you are now in Yornico. And you guys want to take the 2 hours to get to the car?
Yeah.
We should probably like check out because it's like middle of the day, right?
Yeah.
We should probably like check out and see if anybody's in the Die Cats that's interesting before heading off.
Alrighty. As you leave the basement, as you actually go up, you find the basement appears to be boarded up from the outside.
Oh, we're trapped.
Most of Lancer.
There's no way to solve this.
Not a
There's
single
no way. We're going to die here.
Yeah,
use one of
the
my
basement
spells last
doors, the have been folded over and closed and appear to have been barred and locked from the outside.
Looks to the 2 servants.
Well,
What?
hold on. Wait. There's a lock? Is there a
On
lock?
the outside.
Never mind.
Looks for the people that can go through matter.
All right. Well, Lancer, could you like get us out?
Walk.
As you walk through it, Lancer, as you reach down for the door, the place where the lock would be, those of you inside see Suzume like raise her hand, she snaps her fingers, and a red blade appears and emanates and cuts from the other side out through the lock, like ripping the lock off, but she doesn't do anything else to open it.
All right.
Excellent.
The bar would still be
Thanks,
on the other
guys.
side.
Yeah, deep bar and open it.
Okay, so Lancer takes it off. Now there's just a sword hole in the door, but probably that's not really magic traceable. That's just somebody tried to break in. If anyone else tried to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys want to check out the Die Cats. Coming around to the Die Cats, you guys find it's closed.
Oh yeah. It's like, what time is it?
I was peeing. What's happened?
3 p.m. It should be open.
It should be open.
I believe so. One second, I'm going to check the actual times that it's open. Boop. Die Cats.
I thought it opened like later.
It should be opening right now.
Isn't it like 3 p.m. it opens?
Yeah, it should be opening right now. No one's there. Doesn't seem to even be anybody inside getting it ready.
I just want to like
Do we
look
know
in
where-
one of the windows and see if that person from before is in there. So,
Holly?
No, the one that talked to Malika.
Cybele?
Yeah.
Oh, Cybele. If she doesn't want to be,
That's the main reason Malachus wanted to come to the Diecats anyway, to just like to see
You
if
son of a
Cybele was.
bitch.
as you walk up to the window, because she's always in a particular seat. As you walk up to the window to look in to see if she's there, you find that she's not. And then you get the ominous feeling that somebody is standing behind you.
Ooh.
Malaclips just fucking immediate hand goes to his revolver, but doesn't take it out of his holster.
Yeah. Turning around, you see exactly who you probably expect to see. Well, maybe. Turning around,
Shoot them!
unflinching when you aim your gun. Cybele.
I don't know. No. I don't aim my gun.
Oh,
Yeah, as you turn, Cybele's behind you. Her cloak mostly pulled over her body. You can really just see the faint glow of her reflective red eyes underneath the hood, looking at you. I've been
Are
hanging
the others
around.
still around?
I assume so.
Yeah. You were really sneaky.
She notes the veil that she wears that doubles as a cloak when she wants it to. This makes it so that if I don't want to be noticed by people, then they can't notice me. It also helps to protect my identity. If I want to be forgotten, people will forget.
That would be very useful for a certain kind of work.
You're telling me.
In case you're trying to get in here, they haven't opened up. I don't think they're going to.
Their owner hasn't come back yet, I guess, at that point.
That's what I've gathered.
Then we can assume that they're keeping any sort of merchants or travelers that they decide to keep inside of Sobrio.
I haven't tried to go directly into Sobrio yet, though I did wander around the area before whenever I was looking for any information on Quantavius. There's a very easily impregnated perimeter around Sobrio. Some people in suits are trying to protect it. They're mostly covering the main roads, but if a person wanted to get in, they could just go by the forest. Did you have a reason to come look for me?
I mostly wanted to see if anybody was here, and whenever I was thinking about this place, I remembered seeing you, and he kind of like looks off toward the others, and then just like kind of looks back to her like, I'm not going to say anything right now. It's just like, I just wanted to see if you were okay.
I'm fine. Nothing that could happen here would hurt me. And I have all the time in the world. Do my eyes deceive me, or do I feel another heroic spirit in the area? I can't see them, but I can feel the presence of a higher spirit that wasn't here before.
Just like look to Isla, like, do we say anything?
I don't know.
Noting that Cybele has only revealed herself in this encounter to Malclips.
Oh, so it just looks like I'm talking to my fucking self.
It's more like the others would be inclined to not pay attention to where Cybele is, and since she's
We're busy.
since she's
We're
between
busy.
since she's between you and them, they would, without realizing it, not be looking over there.
So like, oh, can I roll to notice that? Could I roll to?
I mean, she directly explained it to you, so
Okay,
you don't need to
just
roll.
making sure, because like he's looking over at her like, are they fucking? You can feel things like that. Is that something that all mages can do?
It's something that I can do. People of my nature have a particular sensitivity, especially to spirits. and servants, heroic spirits or otherwise. They leave a very distinct feeling in the air. She like puts her hand up and like touches her the ornament she keeps around her neck and tilts her head up as if she's like relaxing and taking in the environment.
I don't know how you are with them. He like motions over toward the others. I don't intend to reveal anything, but he shrugs.
About
Basically just like, hey, you probably feel something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
That's all right. It's not my business overall. I suppose if they thought that I should know, then they would tell me.
If they can't see you and they don't notice us, I have a question to ask you of somewhat moral importance.
Would you like this to be spoken with the utmost privacy?
I don't want them to know about something that I did.
Yo, what up?
Oh, what?
I moved us to a private chat.
Oh, okay. It's not that private.
Well, let's
He
let them
wanted to-
let's let them think it is.
Yes, actually 100%. He was going to look to Cybele and he goes, whenever I was up on the mountain, I saw Berserker. He's been dealt with, by the way, if you haven't felt that.
Unless he was in front of me, I can't sense these things. I would have to be a master or a servant in this war in order to be able to directly feel things like that.
Yes.
Although-
I don't know a lot of those things.
Although, a man did come to me and asked for the same information that I had supplied to, another member of the Dial clan. I did point him up in your direction. I don't know if he ended up catching up with you.
I believe we met him, yes.
A very stern, awkwardly forthright man in a blue
I know
coat.
his name, right?
Jiro.
Jiro. Yes, his name is Jiro.
I see.
Whenever I had saw Berserker before we defeated him, however, he had taken a group of people inside of a caravan. Berserker was a person who turned out to be a mage. His father using him as a kind of vessel for his servant. I believe that Ian had helped him after we defeated Berserker, and now he seems fine. But a morality issue came up in my head whenever I thought about it. That man, though he was a mage, knew nothing of mage society. And the two people who were kidnapped by Berserker, they knew nothing of it as well, and they were definitely not mages like me. They were normal. I let them run free. I don't want to see them hurt, but I feel that Gjornico is the closest place to that area.
Are you asking if they came this way?
Yes.
If they did, I didn't hear about them. But I don't much care for things like that. The laws of modern mages are... Well, I understand their importance. They're not my concern. I respect them and I stay out of the way. But I believe that magic shouldn't be hidden from the world. So, two people running around that seem to know about magic, even if they were talking about it, I can't say I would take all that much interest in that.
I wouldn't think that anyone really would, except for those who...
Modern
had a problem
mages.
with it.
Luckily, there's not many of those around here, specifically in Gjornico. And the association doesn't really have much of a presence here either. So unless they bumped into one of the other masters, or
any of the handful of natural mages that live here in the Levantina district, I doubt there's going to be an issue. And as far as telling stories goes, as far as their overall safety goes, that Master of Berserker already ended up creating rumors about himself in the form of the spirit of nature Il Cassatore. So if anybody did start to go around talking about magical creatures or dragons, they would probably just be seen as crazy or overly indulgent.
He would look at that point like very much more visibly at ease, like he would actually put like a relieved smile on his face.
The Mages Association would probably opt to erase the memories of people like that, because if they were to disappear at this juncture, and if local people did notice, it would seem odd to them that some people disappeared for thinking crazy things and not others. But at the same time, the Mages Association's not going to wipe out the entire district for believing in a vengeful nature spirit. So
That's really comforting to hear, actually. Thank you.
good.
If there's anything you need, let me know. I'm very grateful for that. He bows his head.
Is
Thank
your
you.
group heading to that event that's going on?
I believe so, yes. Although I won't be able to attend it with them, I'm going to be heading in that direction as well. He's very much more forthright about information because of what she just said.
She summons her book as she usually does when she's making reference to it, but she doesn't open it. She just conjures the grimoire, which floats above her palm.
I've been
You
keeping
remember
tab.
from last time.
I've been keeping tabs on everybody in the valley. All of the masters and servants have been inactive today. I believe that means they're all preparing for the same event.
From what they told me, servants aren't going to be allowed inside. I don't know how things are going to happen outside, but
I should warn you. And you may pass this along to your friends if you wish. It may not end up mattering, especially since you've dealt with Berserker. But I'm aware of the bounded field that has been constructed around where this party is, and I know its nature. It will reject heroic spirits. They won't be able to enter it. But not all servants are heroic spirits. There are beings that are beyond. There are creatures that can be summoned like Berserker, who... they're more phantasmal beasts than otherwise. If any of the other servants happen to not qualify as heroic spirits, they could, in theory,
just walk
enter.
right through.
I believe that the archer servant may be able to do that, although his status as a wraith does mean he's similar enough that he might not.
That's very good information.
However, most of the remaining masters are very much modern mages, and based on that, I believe they will operate with a certain level of decorum. In any case, I'll let you get back to your friends. I think I'm going to keep tabs on you and them. Don't let them know. But I'll be close by during this party. I'd like to observe and see if my... She stops for a second and see if my... let's call him my prey, I suppose. If he shows up there.
This Quantavius fellow?
Correct.
He nods. I'll keep that part to myself.
All right.
For thanks.
And let's return to the others.
Yep.
If you've
If
ever
you're
had
hurt,
sex
your
before,
sister-
your sister gives you this like look.
Well, that's
and
an odd thing to
shush
come back
motion.
to.
I
Oh,
blame
man.
Deco.
What's up?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Hey,
it.
Malaclips, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
So
Are you blind?
So are the did she leave?
Sure.
Oh.
If that's what you want.
He's
Um,
gonna
You're
Excuse me, hi,
definitely
um,
you're definitely not aware of her anymore.
good.
Excuse me. Hi, future Stewie. Could you put all of that in the highlights? So we
No,
can-
do not do it.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, by the time the highlight of this comes out, you guys probably would. Don't even worry about it.
Just
I
know,
see it before
Stewie,
everybody, bitch.
she pays you.
Mhm, uh-huh.
So do I. Is the thing.
Ridiculous.
Don't worry about it. You listen to me.
Make the right choice,
Malekith will like walk up
Stewart.
to the rest of the group,
Not gonna let
kind
me
of
control.
wondering, like half wondering, like what they thought he was doing by himself.
They
we
did not
probably just
care.
Yeah. Also, do we know where like Mateo and his
Holly.
wife?
And like no, not wife.
Oh, okay.
Holly just
I don't know.
works there.
Okay. Do we know where at least Mateo lives?
Yeah, he lives in one of the houses that like surrounds the Diecats.
Okay. Should we check up on him to make sure he's all right? He's not opening.
We may have bigger things to worry about right now.
Isla looks
What do you
like super worried and looks at David and is like, I'd really like to check up on Mateo. But what were you gonna say?
He's like, how can I say this
Oh.
without
Mhm.
giving away everything that I just did?
Oh.
Oh.
He kind of like scratches at his cheek a bit, and he goes, so I talked to that girl with the hood again.
So, Bill?
What did you do?
What? He like actually looks a lot more defensive than usual. Like, what do you mean? What?
Steps
worry.
closer. What did you do?
I was talking to her. She showed up, and he's like just kind of like looking up to the sky. I was talking to her, and she gave me some information.
Mm-hmm.
What did you give her?
I'd give her.
Did you look into a book?
No, that I'm afraid I'm gonna die if I do that.
Okay, good.
Like he looks straightforward when he says that. Like, oh yeah, no.
There's no towel there. Okay,
John,
good.
what are you lying about?
Oh!
Listen, there's a problem with that party.
I mean, we already knew that, but go on.
A bigger
What do
problem.
you mean?
Yeah. What's going on?
The barrier. The barrier that's going to be keeping out the servants. It has flaws.
Kind of flaws.
The kind of flaws that allow someone like the archer servant, for example, to walk right through. And who knows about the other servants?
What would allow Archer to get in then? Should give you details.
Yeah. Is it just Archer for
The
whatever
barrier
reason?
itself, apparently, barrier itself keeps out heroic spirits, from what I was told. In which some servants may not apply as that. Archer, I believe from what you've told me, is no spirit.
What is he?
He's a wraith. You know that.
Oh, do I? Shit, sorry. Go on.
A wraith is a entity that doesn't actually exist. Like they are a bundle of information. In his case, there was no actual Sarutobi Sasuke. There was only legends about him. So when he was summoned, he only exists as the focal point of all of that information coming together. which is what a wraith is in this context.
Blah.
Would that also apply to...
Cool.
Would that also apply to, like, Caster? Because the Dial Clan summoned a version of him that...
There is a real version of him. In his case, it would have been his spirit was summoned, altered by certain information, but his spirit was still summoned.
So,
Okay.
like, from
Either
the
way, from what she
information that
seemed to think, beings in the war that are similar to that, hell, even at that point, Berserker, potentially, could have just walked right through. I don't know about the other servants. I don't know anything about them other than the one that I saw. But it seems like it was deliberately left out for that reason.
like from the information that we know about the other servants, could we like assume any other servants that would be the case?
Based on what you know, heroic spirits definitely existed in some capacity. Like they historically were there, even if they were someone from a different one of the different timelines that exists, or they were someone who did something mundane, but they were attributed by history with all these qualities that made them a heroic spirit. Most of them, if not all of them, did exist. Like in Fate, King Arthur existed.
I feel like the only reason
Yeah.
that someone
But
like
in the-
Berserker couldn't have gone through, or could have gone through, is because he was kind of real at the time.
Yeah, based on what you know, and the reason I bring that up is you could, based off that information, Fergus definitely existed. You know that Sarutobi Sasuke didn't, and in fact, back in the war when he had nothing to gain from lying to you, he was very transparent about the fact that he was a wraith. He was very like, I only
Yeah.
get this one life. The other servants, let's take a look at the back and let's see who you would know. The caster existed. He's even confirmed as much by putting out there that the reason that the whole interstice thing had to happen was because he and Muramasa existed at different points in history, so the interstice was made to create an overlap so that that version of him could be summoned, and that would only have been a problem if there was a real version of him to create the issue. So you know he exists. And then, yeah, with Berserker, he existed. The reason that he could have walked through is because he could have entered as Sterling, and once he was within the barrier, he could have become Berserker, which I've said before, taking out Berserker before this party is a huge game changer, because probably the climax of that party would have been Berserker showing up and just there being no other servants within it. That not happening means the
Oh
party
my
can
goodness.
proceed.
But the biggest thing that comes from me thinking about this, especially from this information, if this was left out for any reason, or if this loophole was not thought of, what would that classify their servant as?
You guys
I was
don't
just thinking
know
about that.
anything about Ryder.
That's what
Apart-
I'm saying. It's just
Apart
like-
from
Yeah,
apart
which
from
is
that
like, we can-
she has divinity. That's the only thing you know.
We can assume she isn't like, Lancer or Saber.
I feel like we have to assume that she can go through that barrier of her own accord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do know there is
Even
a
if she can't, we have to assume it.
you do know there is a difference, and you guys would know this like just because of you've probably done basic research when you got involved with the Grail War. There is a difference between a heroic spirit and a divine spirit. The Grail shouldn't be able to summon divine spirits, but they are similar in makeup to heroic spirits.
Ah,
I feel like we have to assume that she can go through that barrier at will, and that's why they seem so calm about this party.
Yeah.
Even if she
when-
can't, we have to assume it.
well, we already knew that Ryder could go in there, but now Archer is a problem.
I can maybe keep an eye on them from outside since I'm not allowed inside, but there's not a lot that I can do to stop anything like that from happening.
Mm.
Potentially with Lancer and Alter Ego here, I might, but He shrugs.
Here's a thought. Pull out my ascending stone. What if we gave Malaclips one of these to hold on to while he's outside? Make it communication a lot easier, at least.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah. Just make sure to give it back.
No, it's mine forever.
You hear you hear Suzume's voice coming from. She's not materializing, but you hear her speaking from where she's standing.
I'm not guaranteeing that that won't work, but if the barrier is set up in a way to stop any kind of communication from outside to inside or vice versa, that may interfere with that. That's worth considering.
Yeah.
You think that we
That's
wouldn't be able to talk to you while inside the barrier? I'm assuming.
If the point of this whole party is to have a situation where servants are not an issue, I would assume that methods of communication would be debilitated. I would even go as far as to assume that your command seals might be temporarily inert while inside of it. I've been in the area and I have observed the construction of this bounded field. I don't know much about its actual characteristics. I'm not actually a mage. But from what I could tell with the skills the Grail gave me, it's taking up a lot of resources, has required a lot of mana. It's been under construction for over a year now, and it's set up in such a way that it's going to burn through energy so fast that it shouldn't last more than a day. Given that, it could probably have some pretty powerful effects.
You would think it wouldn't cut off all sensory, however, at that point. If
I'm
someone were to be outside of something like that and maybe staging an attack on the inside, maybe they'd want to have some sort of something to be able to warn them of danger. Maybe regular noise? Do you think they would block that out from the inside?
Regular bounded fields do tend to stop any noise from escaping, and they do project an illusion from the outside, but this one's not regular.
I feel like if they expect to have a bunch of servants on the outside, they'd want to be able to at least understand what they were doing out there.
I agree.
Maybe hear them or something. If that's the case, I could maybe have some sort of signal for you guys that danger's coming.
Especially given the nature of the people that are organizing it. They like to use conventional communication. They're not mages by trade. So the option has probably been left open for them to use things like landlines and whatnot. Do those exist? Let's say they do.
They do.
Cool.
So I would imagine
Mages-
that this will probably
mages
be in...
usually-
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Mages usually skip out on defenses against stuff like that. Sometimes you can use that to your advantage whenever infiltrating things like these.
Mm-hmm.
From what I was also told, the barrier around that place with all the people could be easily penetrated by somebody like me. Not the magical one, the one with all the one with all the merrymen and such. I feel
Overall,
like-
I can't guarantee, by the way, that that kind of magical communication will be disabled. I'm just raising it as a point to be cautious about.
It's a fair point. I mean, if bounded fields are set up to stop scrying, then this is probably pretty similar as far as it's concerned.
I could still hold on to that, and if it doesn't work, I could potentially. He looks over to his gun, fire up some sort of noise from the outside, and if you can't hear that, then there's not a lot I can do. But
Don't...
if you can,
modern firearms, aren't there flares?
I don't have anything like that.
Could you acquire something like that?
Do you know of any sort of firearm store or any sort of hunting store here in Gjornico? He looks to the others.
Sort of. I mean, kind of. There's the place where I buy my bullets. It's kind of basic though.
I mean,
They-
a flare gun's pretty basic as well.
They have hunting
Might be a
things,
good
and
place to go.
you know, they have hunting things, and flare guns are like considered emergency equipment. So, they might have them. Who knows?
I'll,
I
additional
could easily
question,
go and acquire
could I-
something like that that would make a lot louder of a noise than this if you'd take me over there, Ian.
Question though, could I like make some kind of check with like alchemist tools to try and like make like phosphorus bullets or something that would like make noise or light or something?
I think that's
Ooh.
entirely within your ability.
Heck yeah.
I would like to try that.
You can make me bulletos.
I think
Oh,
because you'd have to spend some time cobbling that together and probably like you'd
Logan, Logan.
yeah.
Come
Logan,
out. His
Can he
favorite.
make me healing bullets?
Oh my god.
That would be
no.
slightly more complicated.
I shoot. It's
he
like
had
Ian's
to-
about to die. Ian, no! I shoot him.
He had to construct a special
my
gun for
God.
himself to be able to fire bullets of magic.
I know. I'm just playing around.
Um,
I mean,
Oh.
technically, the gun that I have
I'd
apparently
say-
shoots out special bullets.
I'd say that your doing that would probably take you a couple hours at least, because you'd have to work out the exact like mechanics. You're not used to making things like that. Most of your bullets are actually like syringes that can be fired. So you'd have to probably at least spend I'd say 3. I'd say
we got like a day, man. Let's
I'd
fucking
say-
prepare the
I'd-
fuck out of this.
once you try it, I'd say that'd be like 1d4 plus 1 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely like to try that whenever it's appropriate to try.
We got a day, my dudes. Let's fucking actually prepare.
Prep
Oh.
that shit.
All right. Let's do this, Taliesin. I mean, Ian. So go ahead and roll me.
Oh shit, man.
Go
Hey
ahead.
man, no one's at the die cats. Let's go to the basement and just
Go-
hang out today.
So go ahead and roll me a check with your tinker's tools, alchemist supplies.
God damn it.
Do you have? Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, dude, he had to have made me something cool with that.
Oh yeah.
What did I do?
You
what are you
construct.
doing?
Tell you what. We'll consider them unlimited for the sake of the next couple days. You can roll me 1d4 plus 1 to see how long this takes.
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
mean, it makes sense. You're making pretty good shit.
Max hours, max time. That's fair.
What the
That's fair. I got pretty into it. I wanted to do this right.
5. Okay, so you'll be going till 8 p.m. So doing that, you make him these special pseudo magically infused chemical flares that when they go off, as long as you are within pretty much anywhere, like as long as you can see above the tree line, you'd definitely be able to see them. They would explode into this like rainbow pattern of light that would slowly change color. And you also managed to work in that they would let out a very particular blasting sound, this like very high pitched sound that would be able to penetrate through like wood and such. So even if he's inside, if you fire one of these things up, your people even at the party will probably hear like a flashbang-esque bang from
Listen.
it.
Logan,
So-
I have a question.
What's up?
God.
If I get surrounded by, let's say, merry men,
Okay.
and I fire one of these, will they fucking like have to hold onto their ears?
I'd say we would need to make a check against anybody within immediate earshot, and they'd be rolling against deafness, yes.
Oh.
I
But
shall
yeah.
call them. I shall call them prismatic flares.
That's so cool. Let's say you manage. You know what? I said unlimited, but we also attributed a lot to these. Let's say you have 5 of these.
All right.
All right. So let's. I'm just gonna add in. We won't program anything. Just prismatic flares. And we're going to have to extract some material costs from you as well. They're bullets, so that part wouldn't be too terribly hard. But let's treat.
I mean, while he's working on stuff, I can like go around the city and buy stuff for him that he needs.
Okay. What could you? Let's say, could you knock off $2,000 of your stuff? I'm gonna
100%.
treat these as something similar to the Swift Alchemy thing, and just say that a set of these is basically making like a rare to very rare item. But yeah, you're like, I've got an idea. You disappear. You come back like 10 minutes later with this blueprints well laid out. I can do this.
We have the technology.
Damn. Way to go, nerd.
Yeah. I mean,
You did
I I'm not a nerd.
Sure.
With that, as you guys think about what you want to do to prep,
Can I buy like some earbuds from somewhere?
sure. So
Just assume I have like one of them in when it
let's go ahead and take our break at this point. There's not really a really strong point to stop off, but let's take our break there.
Dude. Ian, we gotta do this more often.
No kidding.
Oh
I
my
gotta try and
god.
invent stuff more often.
Isla, we gotta make some poison shit or something.
Be right back.
I got you, fam.
Hell yeah.
Voices. Isla, you up?
It's time for the Dear Malaclip show.
It's,
Yay!
Malachus just like walks up into like an empty room like, Ashley's usually here. It's time for Malaclip's mail.
A black
There we
shadow
go.
repels out of a
Malaclips.
window above the room he's in. Several bullets come through the window. A little girl smashes through the window.
How dare you try to take over my show? You waited for me to do it. Hey!
Just fucking preaching clear. She's in full SWAT gear. She's like, you wanna fucking die?
It's time for the Dear Ashley show. Were you waiting outside for someone to do this? Yes! That's none of your business. My boy Malaclips, that was some real shit you talked to Cybele about. How long do you think you can keep it secret?
Oh fuck.
I'm also curious.
What are you talking about? I told
You
them
alright?
everything that I talked to her about.
Uh-huh.
Looks to the
Yeah,
side.
why would Malaclips lie to us?
There'd be no reason. Why would Malaclips do
There'd be
that?
no reason to. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous!
Ridiculous.
Mind if I call you Maltoclips due to your absolute ability to make and get people to drink malts? Hell yeah.
Multiclips? Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
How's Summoning Assassin going? He's already here. He's fine. Hello.
Hello.
Messaging Malaclips. How happy are you that your Lancer enjoys your malt so much? I mean, I hope he does. Looks over to empty like chocolate malt thing. He's either drinking them or pouring them out. I don't know.
While we're on this break, I'm gonna do something that's bugging me. One sec.
Dear Ashley, who else will try to steal your show? I mean, just about everyone's tried. I'm still
26.
waiting to bait like David or somebody into trying.
It'd be
Yeah, what?
stream.
My boy Malaclips, how long do you try to shoot explosive bullets? We have to talk to Isla about that. Both of us have poisoners kits. We can
Veteran.
figure something out.
You right.
Fucking
Oh shit, you right.
teamwork there.
Use Google font. Need to get Sinzel.
Definitely.
Where are you, Sinzel? Sinzel.
Dear Ashley,
Black.
Ian can make rainbow grenades. You get you some. I can already do like rainbow stuff. Probably, I'm sure. Maybe I don't know. Like prestidigitation shatter.
Grabs Jolene, does some rainbow stuff.
It's true.
See, Jolene can do rainbow stuff. I don't need to do rainbow stuff.
It's true.
And
Correct.
Oh, look, Lancer. Here in this meta space, you can be honest. What did you think of the malt?
What?
How was
What?
the
Come
mall?
on, say something good. Come on. Malcolm just looks at him like hopeful. Okay, he's not gonna say anything. Dear Malaclips, are you trying to pull a Shiro X Shaber ship with Suzume and your malts? I mean,
Oh,
what do you think? I just wanted to give her a malt.
I just wanted to
Inquiring Isla, why?
why not?
she raises a
Dear
fair
Ashley,
point.
Do you ship Malaclips X Suzume? I ship Malaclips X Ian. I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm about that though. I'm like super about that right now.
Super cute.
I feel like Ashley wouldn't give a fuck about any of the ships as long as they're interesting. She's like, yes.
That's true.
What about this
I will-
conflicting
I
opposite?
hope
I'll
that
say it.
we get Suzume X Malt.
Oh, that was the cutest fucking thing.
Messaging Malaclips. How does it feel to be a weaker Arash?
There we go.
Ouch.
Damn.
Oof.
I mean,
Damn.
I'm not a servant, so of
Man.
course I'm a weaker Raj.
Now
You're
that-
Diane, who's not here. You sure your voice is okay?
Damn. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's-
There, top bit donator is actually set up in such a way that it's not going to go off screen now. Heckin'
Dear
Thanks,
Ash-
Diane.
done.
How long can we get a filmed session of the Dear Ashley show? I mean,
Huh.
somebody who's good at freaking like animating or something good, go do it. I don't know.
All right.
Dear Isla, so about the butter knife.
We'll see if that comes back.
Sneaky Snake, what's the ultimate
We'll
stealth
see.
technology?
Installing pads on the inside of your thighs so that the slapping of them when you're trying to sneak around doesn't alert your enemies to your dummy thickness. Because as has been established, I'm dummy thick.
It has been established.
It's been established.
Inquiring Ian. Soon after Isla hugged you, you made a super flare. Maybe you two should hug more often.
Hold on.
Ridiculous.
David. I mean, buddy.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Are you saying that you previously had retained the information that I'm dummy thick?
Yeah.
Thank you for paying attention.
Dear Ashley, your opinion on Ian X Cinder totally needs to happen. Who knows?
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Someone laughs every time.
Sneaky Snake, why are you dummy thick?
It's like the idea of Metal Gear Solid Bulbasaur. Soar, Bulbasaur.
I don't have. Why are you dummy thick?
Because I'm living my best life is why.
Oh.
It's important for your
Man,
mental
man,
health to
no
treat
judgment here.
yourself all the
No-
time.
No judgments here, Snake. Don't worry.
Sneaky Snake, Cybele, though, right? Jesus Christ, if anyone's dummy thick, it's Cybele. She needs
Malchus
that
is
fucking
like,
robe to sneak
"Damn."
around.
Damn girl, you sneaky and you cute. What the hell?
Damn.
Quite
The body is over 70% water, and Senpai is thirsty.
Yeah.
Malachus is like, you're literally the first magical thing that said you're not going to kill me. You want to go out? I'm kidding.
All right. I think second half of the game, I'm gonna convert back to sitting mode. Actually,
it.
you know what? No, I don't need to. I'm good.
Okay.
That said, can anyone explain dummy thick to me? It is what it sounds like. There is no deeper meaning or imperative for understanding beyond it's a funny thing to say.
You right.
Somber Suzume, what was your opinion on the malt?
Mm-hmm.
She's shy.
She's so shy. I like her
How
now.
Sneaky Snake, is liquid also dummy thick? Liquid.
Liquid.
That's all he says. Liquid.
Oh my god.
Move this down.
So dumb.
All good humor is dumb.
Yeah.
You right.
Please see Monty Python.
Dear anyone who has made a campaign here, oh, that's a few. I'm having a creative block with making the meat of the campaign. Do you have any tips for that or any tips for making your own campaign?
If you're having trouble coming up with a campaign for your players, and assuming that you've already got some players interested, I would start with asking them what kind of adventure they want to run. Like, because some players are more inclined to like dungeon diving, some like role-playing more, some like open world stuff. So just figure out what they want to do and listen to them and see if there's any overlaps, and maybe inspiration will come from that.
I'd
I'll
also say,
recommend-
like, especially since they're talking about like the meat of the campaign, it kind of sounds like they have some sort of idea, like making points in the campaign, or like, you know, like a structure to it, like, oh, you want this to happen at some point, or you want this to happen at some point, like, and maybe filling in the space like afterwards, like, might be good. Like, make like an overarching thing, like a clip notes of like your entire campaign, what you want, and then
Sure.
fill in the blanks as they go, or fill in the blanks later.
Start writing stuff down is a big thing.
Yeah.
Look at like what you kind of are excited about. find out what your players are excited about and see where you can make those things align. You don't have to have everything planned out. Like, don't look to have like some massive confrontation with like a god or something at the end of your campaign, because you might never get there.
Yeah.
Most D&D games will either peter out and you stop playing one day, or you end up in like a TPK or something. Like, you'll always be surprised at where your campaign. And sometimes everyone's just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And their characters stop. They're
Definitely.
like, I'm done.
I used to do that. I used to, way back, like in the Bleach RP days and stuff, I used to kind of plan things around these far off climaxes, that like moments where I was like, yeah, cool, a year from now everything's gonna come together and the players are gonna fucking be like, oh, that's what all that was about. But you really need to have things along the way that are fun. Like, you can have those things, but you should be more concerned with making sure that session to session fun exists. So don't plan around the climax, I think, is ultimately what Aaron's saying. Like, that's not the one thing.
You don't have to start in a scale. It's for a lot of people, they always try and homebrew this new world, which is a huge undertaking.
Yep.
And it's either spend a long time on your own doing it, and then it's kind of this exercise in just world building on your own, or start very small and build a city or a small country and have most of your beginning campaign take place there, because they're going to be way too low level to go anywhere else anyways. And by the time they've gone anywhere else, you can start constructing the world as they move through it.
Yeah, you don't really need to have everything done as soon as the game starts.
Yep. I think figure out like the main, if you plan to have any kind of world that like expands out, maybe just understand like what the system of government is that your world operates under, who the major political figures are, if that's going to be a factor. If it's not something that's going to play into it, leave it nebulous. Your players won't care unless you draw attention to it. And you can know those facts. Like, if someone asks, like, well, who's the king? Maybe be able to answer that question, but you don't need to go into their family. You don't need to...
The long lineage and history that the kingdom's been through.
You don't...
Get there.
You don't... If you find yourself going as far as to be like, and I've created an underground dungeon underneath the king's castle just in case the players go there and snoop around, you've probably gone too far. That's also the kind of stuff you can plan for as you come close to it.
If I think the best way to put it in context, because in hindsight I was looking at it, about 80 to 90% of the entirety of the original Critical Role campaign happens on a small island nation of Tal'Dorei. It's not huge. There's like 5 or 6 bigger towns, a couple smaller ones along it. It's by no means tiny, but like I would compare it to something like Vancouver Island near us. It's, compared to the rest of the world, minuscule.
Yeah.
And then they go on some excursions to other places, but they're never like, all right, we're moving the campaign over here.
Yeah.
So
Overall,
you don't have to have a planet ready for them.
you can overplan, and there's some people that do that. Admittedly, it's pretty obvious that I like to make a lot of stuff, but that's because I give myself a lot of time. If you're kind of just looking to have fun, there's absolutely like nothing wrong with like game to games. Actually, my table game where I play with Jesse and Amma and some of the other Project Mouthwash people, that's like the opposite of how I normally work for like Nat19. Like, I have stuff, but I very much plan session to session with that one, with like the big bad at the head of the bad guy organization. Like, I know what he wants, and I know their goal, and I know basically one thing in every compass direction from where the players are, but beyond that, I'm like, I can make things up and they won't care.
I also recommend, if you're newer to it, do the patented Matt Colville and take other campaigns,
Steal.
gut them for stuff, and just take what you like about them. Just as a little thing on the side, every once in a while I plug through and I'm trying to port most of the Red Hand of Doom to 5th edition, because it's just an interesting campaign about goblins and shit.
I'd say stealing is absolutely fine as long as you're not a streamer who's trying to pass it off as your own. Like, I'm very transparent when I've taken things from other people, and I'm also very wary of looking like I have. Like I mentioned, I'd planned out the Vestiges campaign a long time ago, and I only started watching Critical Role actually fairly recently, really getting into it, and I only recently found out that the artifacts, because of the book, actually when the Matt's book came out,
Oh, the
I found it the Vestiges of Divergence. When I read that, I had a set of artifacts I planned to call the Vestiges of then other stuff, and I was like, fuck. Now it's gonna look like I stole the name. Like it was, I did it, and no one will care, but I care. So I had to rename them, which was fine, but you know, it's just kind of a, I guess, unnecessary creative courtesy. But it's and mostly just so that it wouldn't be distracting. Also because it's a prominent thing in the D&D world. Anything Matt does. But yeah, overall, plan short term if you're not used to planning a lot. Logan takes all his D&D ideas from Matt, like he takes all his jokes from Blue.
I'm glad that's never gonna go away.
Assassin was meant to be like that before we even started doing Nat19.
I'm so glad that's never gonna go away.
Okay. But yeah, that's the advice we can give. My only other piece of advice, plan encounters that use the environment. Like, being able to describe the environment doing things during fights is fun. Fights, even simple things like video game logic, applying like, there's like a magic pillar or something to that effect that is giving some kind of effect to the things you're fighting that the players could try to go after and break first. It's super simple, but that little extra bit of like sequence or involvement in the fight where the players aren't just attacking things makes battles feel better, I think. It's my opinion.
Especially when those things are little creatures that counterspell you all the time, right?
Yeah, like those. You like I said, you guys are fucking got super angry about those, but you'll never forget that fight.
I mean, I was fine. I didn't have any spells to cast. I thought they were
Anyways,
fine.
I assume that we're all good to get back in.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna jump back in, friendos.
Well, this isn't a show.
Let's do it.
Asking Aaron, what's a Sakura-con? It's a thing you buy your tickets to. Back in.
Woo!
Yeah,
It's
about
real
it.
fucking soon.
It is. It's within a month.
In a month.
Alrighty.
What's up?
Aaron, just quickly, are we gonna have those Project Mouthwash shirts?
I looked at them. It would be like $150.
So maybe we'll
Probably not.
get on that for next time, maybe.
So what are we doing? What was it?
Oh, Aaron was looking into getting shirts that had the Project Mouthwash logo on them, just so that it'd be a bit easier to recognize us, but it sounds like it'd be a bit expensive to get them before the con. Reminder to everybody out there that if we hit that bit goal that we have 10% left on, you guys will see the Inuyasha episode, which since we don't have a panel at since we don't have that panel at SakuraCon, that means you'll be the first non-patrons to see it and only non-patrons to see it until we decide to release it.
Come on, do it!
Oh, it's so good.
That said,
Whoa, hey there, Data Bits. We can talk about this.
I just heard bits. Oh, 500 bits. Thank you. That gave about 2%. So basically we need another, what, 2,500 bits, roughly? I digress. Back into game. What do you guys want to do?
Ian is doing
He'll-
making things.
Yeah, he'll be spending from 3 to 5 making those.
I was going back and forth to like random shops in Gornico, getting him things.
I'm going to say that Malaclips, you will be involved in helping him fetch things as an
That's what I'm saying,
ongoing
yeah.
part of this process, because he'll probably, along the way, be like, oh, fuck, I need this, and he'd send you off to get it.
Yep. Going
Okay.
to getting that.
The others of you,
Burst of inspiration.
what do you want to do during those 5 hours?
I'm gonna like go up to David and I'm gonna fucking whisper in his ear. I'll be like, "Hey, I like. Can
Let's
I talk
just
to you?
call it
like, a little more real quick?"
professional pride.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Goes off to
Hey, look at
out
those
of
bits.
earshot.
We just hit the big
They
goal.
Cease to be counted.
I'm so happy.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
All right, so in the post-stream, we will show it.
Let's
So wait,
just
is this
call
all
entire
of it,
thing
or
or
is it a
just the
preview,
official
or what are you
pride?
doing?
Whole thing.
Oh, I'm so excited! don't even want to play D&D anymore. Let's just do that.
And stream now. No.
Oh fuck.
Just kidding. Don't.
All right, go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Bring it back in.
All right.
Okay, fine.
So, what would you want to talk to about?
I've been thinking about something like a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know why this is so hard to say. Oh god.
Oh God, what did you do?
I
already know Malik was lying about something. What do you do?
Oh God.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I fucked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this something you should be telling me, your brother, or like?
I mean, you'll get it more than anybody. So you know when we went to see Rayburn?
Yes.
Yeah, I kinda had something I was supposed to give him, and I didn't notice until after we got back that I didn't give it to him. And now Mateo is missing, and I'm really worried that it's somehow connected. And I don't know what to do.
Okay. So here's an option.
Yeah.
We could we could go check by Mateo's house, make sure he's fine.
Okay, I really hope
If
that he
he's
is.
gone, then that's another issue. Then
Oh god.
we could go swing by Rayburn's. Hopefully we meet Mateo on the way.
Oh god.
He just like puts a hand on your shoulders. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Oh god. What?
Let's. What do you think?
Logan, I have a question.
Like,
What's up?
Did I not tell them that he was seen going north?
I don't believe you did.
oh, you fucked up too much.
I mean, I basically told them that because I told them that I suspect him being held in Sobrio.
That's true. He did mention that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, fuck off. I told you guys he was seen going that
Okay.
way.
So Mateo might be in Sobrio. That's another issue.
That's,
my
that's
God.
an
Go
issue.
see
It's a
Rayburn.
bad thing, but at least he's not dragon food.
It's true.
Oh god.
Could solve the Rayburn issue. He's a little bit closer. We still have to go through the fucking mountains. But,
Yeah, like I can like go through the forest like real fast like on my own, but I can't do like the mountains. So like I figured that maybe you could like help me, maybe.
sure,
Smile.
I'll help. Don't you fucking smile at me.
Don't you fucking smile at me.
Well, I mean, like, okay, but that's like if you're feeling up to it. Like, are you feeling any better? Like earlier when we were hanging out with Sterling, you had like a kind of cough going on. Like, are you feeling okay?
That's I'm fine. I'm fine now. There's a little bit of a cold there, but you know,
Oh, okay,
fine.
okay.
You fucking liar.
She won't
I'm
tell.
not even gonna
You won't be able to
try
tell.
to insight. There's no way. Oh, bullshit.
Speaking of lies,
Oh.
I told you I wouldn't lie anymore about things. So
Bitch.
I'm going
What did you do?
I'm gonna let you in on a.
Bitch. You said you wouldn't tell them, you asshole.
And I lied.
Oh god!
Damn it.
David lying?
Damn it.
What? Ridiculous.
So out of character for him.
So,
What did you do?
you know, I didn't do anything. Jean, however,
Oh. Yeah,
no-
his name's like Malaclips. What's going on with that?
so Malaclips is a mage killer. he gets hired by certain organizations to go out and kill mages, whatnot.
Is so. Is he here to kill us? Is that going to be a problem? Should we kill him first? Let's talk about killing him first.
Thought about it.
You know,
I
we
threatened him a bit.
You know what we should do?
Oh,
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
what should we do?
No, don't you fucking do it! Oh my god!
I got my headphones on. I'm not doing that shit again.
Continue.
So I threatened him a bit.
Excellent. Okay, good.
I don't think he'll be messing with us. Also, I'm not super convinced that he's actually Malaclips. So he said something about the name being inherited.
Oh, easy. My mic will pick you up when you're saying weird shit when I'm trying to have this conversation with Buddy. Shut the fuck up! I don't think he can hear me. He's just still saying shit. Easy!
What?
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, sorry, Dico was saying shit. I didn't want to be rude.
Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry, what
don't-
did you say? Because he was like talking fucking over you. I'm sorry. Go.
Oh, it's okay. Shut up, Ian.
Go.
It's being very loud over there.
I know,
making
Jesus.
shit.
Banging really loudly while making shit.
Dang, 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 dang.
Shut up!
I don't think he'll try anything while Lance is here.
I mean, yeah, that
If
would
he
be
did, it'd be
stupid.
he
of
knows
him.
it'd be a he knows it'd be a death wish.
Yeah.
So I think he's all right to have around for a bit more.
Okay.
But if he tries anything, then I think give us the go ahead to do whatever we want.
So basically, just keep more of an eye on him than we were before.
Exactly. Also, I told him I wouldn't tell anyone about that.
Oh.
So
Okay. I
You know.
mean, I really appreciate you telling me.
I told you I wouldn't lie to you anymore. So there you go.
Look at you growing and whatnot.
Ridiculous. So let's go find Mateo.
Oh,
Oh no.
okay.
Let's go to the fucking mountains.
Okay. Are we gonna have time? Like, can we make?
How
it
long
back
would
in
that
time?
take?
Shall
We're
let's go. Let's go back to the others.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We're
Damn
back.
it.
We did it. Izzy, you may talk now.
Hey, what the fuck, Tico?
What did Dico do?
I was trying to get him to talk and get him in trouble, so I kept sending him pictures that were getting gradually worse and worse.
That
Oh,
sounds
that's great.
You guys are lucky you came in right
So
now. or
you
I was
wanted
gonna
to
send
talk
Ash and
about
Misty
you
pictures.
guys wanted to talk about how long it would take to get up to Rayburn's.
Yeah,
From where you are, it'd be
like 2 hours, 4 hours, 8.
it's the one you're going into. So heckin' 4, 8, 8.
So
22.
22 hours.
Like to
Wait,
get
no,
there.
Wait,
and,
sorry.
to
Wait,
get there
20.
and
20
back?
hours. 20 hours.
To get there
20
and back, or
hours.
just to get there?
To get there.
We don't
Ha!
have that time.
To get there and back would take, yeah, you'd be late for the part, or your masks would go off.
Would go off. Yeah.
What if Diane still got like one more teleport, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
What
does.
If we asked her to come with, and then we walked there, and then booped back?
I'm
What
sure
if
she wouldn't
indeed?
mind.
Let's go ask Solid Snake Diane if she wants to.
Colonel.
Yes. Leave the mage. Yes, Isla. Leave the mage killer with your brother.
I don't give a fuck about him.
So I heard you need my
Love
help.
you.
I told
Diane,
you I
would
would
you-
betray you for your sass today, Izzy. I don't have to kill you to kill you.
It'll look like an accident.
So, Diane, could you help us out with a little venture?
I'd be super grateful.
What kind of venture?
An adventure.
Oh,
So, I'm gonna take a little notes off. I have that.
I'm intrigued.
Mm.
So, we have to. Let's sort of figure out something up in the mountains, and
Girl, that is so like you.
Sure. You know it, Diane.
We were wondering if you could join us there and then teleport us back before the masks go off.
I believe I could do that.
Oh, would be much appreciated.
Maybe this time when you head into the mountains, you won't come so close to death like last time.
Yeah.
You know, David, you're hopeless without me around. You really should make more of an effort to try to talk. I feel like we could be a good team, but we don't know each other very well.
You know, you're exactly right, Diane. Go ahead, make an effort to talk to me.
I'm making the effort now, David. Communication's a two-way street.
Looks back and forth between Diane and David, like,
I
okay.
agree, Diane. Unfortunately, we do not have the time to be talking about
By
this.
my calculations, we have at least 20 hours of time to talk to one another and get to know each other. And I'm very excited to spend this time getting to know you.
Cool. Cool.
Let's start with
The
hobbies.
John Oliver. Cool.
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 Ian, apparently we're gonna have like 15 hours to ourselves. You want to make out or something?
Do it. Do it.
You know what? Fucking do it.
He's just like, I've never kissed a man before. Like,
I wouldn't know where to start.
Oh, is
A
somebody...
mouth.
yeah, you're
Guys,
right.
the doorbell just went off. I'm gonna go see what it is.
Oh, I think
You got it?
you. Oh, I think you. Oh shit,
The
God's
mouth.
left.
Yes, start
Shit.
with the mouth.
All right, everyone,
God.
let's start fucking.
Yeah.
Yuckin'. Let's get to
The
yuckin'.
greatest thing ever.
Dibs on Lancer.
Whenever Diane fucking teleports you guys back and misfires you guys like somewhere in the fucking like wilderness. So then me and Ian have to go to the fucking party by ourselves.
No,
Dude.
No,
That's-
no.
That's the
Isla
plan.
has the masks.
Is that why you agreed to this? God damn you.
Maybe you should give up the masks before you leave. Just saying.
Nope.
Ridiculous.
That would be the
Good thing
smart
I
thing
went.
to
It was
do.
for me.
I'm Isla.
What's Island's intelligence score?
Isla's intelligence score? 14.
You're not that stupid.
It's my lowest thing. Like,
You're supposed to be a scientist, mage.
I make bombs.
thing.
It's true.
By the
right.
way, Logan.
Yeah.
The time the masks do something, is that tomorrow morning?
From where you
July
currently are?
2nd.
No, that is the following morning.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so you guys, the three of you, and I assume Lancer.
Since we're coming? Yeah, no, maybe.
I can't
Maybe
imagine.
we'll
I would
ask Lancer to
let
come.
them go off and die. Yeah.
Suzume's gonna stay with Ian.
Good call.
Except we did a certain with the other group.
Okay, so you're going from 3, so 4 hours will pass immediately, taking you to 7. I'd like
They're just not gonna tell us.
I assume they tell you. I assume they let you know, but we don't We don't need to go through every fucking.
No, I was just asking.
gonna
I didn't
say.
know if from what they were talking to each other or not, like said that or anything.
Y'all are in the town, right? So I'd probably just use the sending stone to be like,
Okay.
hey, so we're just gonna go off on a real quick mission. We'll be right back. Don't even worry about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm worrying about it.
Doesn't
Where,
pick
where?
up.
Don't worry about it.
Isla,
Alrighty.
Isla, are you there? Are you going through a tunnel?
Just making the sound into the
Stupid
earpiece.
Reception.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Why are you making phone sounds?
Don't worry about it.
Phones make sound. What?
All right. So I need a survival check from everybody that's involved in this trip.
Shit.
We know the way. Or do we get some sort of like?
Yeah, we've been before.
You have been before.
Can we get advantage because we've gone before?
More that the DC will be lower.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Survival, you said?
Damn it! It was right there.
Survival, yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Lancer.
Lancer,
Lancer.
Mm-hmm.
survival check.
Survival.
Survival.
Also Diane.
Yep, I'm just waiting till they end.
That's pretty good.
All right, and now for
Pretty good.
all right, Diane, survival check. Yep, they are all high enough that you guys get through the first one with no incident. So that first 4-hour leg through the forest goes completely fine.
Oh,
All right, guys, mountain time.
Mountain time.
This one will take you guys up to, this will be 8 hours, so it'll take you up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will be 3 a.m. on Thursday by the time you get there. Go ahead and everyone roll me survival again.
oh,
Okay.
oh.
Hey, there we go.
And then here comes Diane.
Oh no,
She didn't do well. But
Lance,
it's-
Lancer and David.
Lance
did.
and David did so well.
Yep, unless you nat 20 though. It's the number doesn't matter as much as just the pass-fail condition matters.
Yeah.
All right, and the final one, you guys make it through that one just fine. So we're gonna move into the final stretch here, which is actually going into Rayburn's area. So everyone, one final set of checks.
Not one.
Oh god.
All right.
Come on.
Wow, 3 nat 1s in a row.
Shut the fuck up, Nico.
Why do I keep closing?
Wow.
You all get dysentery.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So I'm only going to roll once, but I am going to roll off the random encounter table just because you did a lot of traveling. Whap.
Could I have made everyone invisible?
Oh.
Remember what we talked about?
All right, yeah.
Cast at base
I'll make
level.
myself invisible? No. I
So-
will-
Yep, you guys travel through the last of it. It will be coming up on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 11 a.m., almost noon, the following day, before we bounce back to the others, which we will. But when you guys come up on Rayburn's cavern, cabin. His cavern. You just find a massive hole where his house used to be.
He's gone feral.
Oh, hold on. Actually, so as you guys are traveling, this is gonna suck if you guys fail this.
Oh, shut the fuck up. No.
As you guys start traveling, on that last leg, because I just checked the weather for today, a rainstorm starts. Quite a violent one.
Oh.
I need an additional survival check from everybody
Oh.
to
I'm
see
gonna
if
put an
to see if your
inspiration-
current travel takes twice as long.
I'm gonna put an inspiration into this.
Gotcha.
Smart.
Nat 1.
And this is a group success versus group.
Yeah!
Count that
I'm
as
still
2
spitting,
success.
Still spitting. I'm still spitting.
Yeah!
Oh, thank God. Oh.
All right. We need one from Lancer. We need one from Diane. The only way this can go south is if both of you fail and one of you nat ones.
Oh.
That's a failure. Looks like it's all on Diane.
Nat 1. Nat 1.
Oh,
Man,
no.
come on, man.
She did fail, but the 20 pushes it to 3 successes versus 2 failures. So despite the rainstorm,
Thank you, David.
despite the rainstorm, you guys travel there. It is raining quite heavily. But you guys are fine.
Hell yeah.
We look so good.
All right. We get to Rayburn's place.
I've got to get out of these wet clothes.
I get you.
I mean, isn't Diane in like a white shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, she is on show right now. Blatantly staring at Diane.
Like what you see.
You know I do, girl.
Getting the map up. Oh, look, some of your old things are on this map. We don't need the map, but for the sake of having something different on screen for once this game, I'm going to throw it up anyways.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah!
Awaiting combat to begin.
Ah, we're upside down.
That's what we were doing. So I was like looking out the window and you were like in the bed.
Bam.
I remember.
All right.
You remember?
I remember.
All right, so you guys, you make it here. It is the afternoon. I'm gonna roll a percentile die to see if Rayburn's even here.
Oh, Logan,
fuck. Good.
Did they see me following them with a gun?
Nah, man, your secret's safe.
Okay, cool.
You're fine.
All right, percentile die. Here we go. Wank. All right, guys, how do you approach the cabin?
Maybe, like casually, right? Like, not like afraid of anything. Yeah.
Knock on the door.
Yeah. Knock, knock.
All right, you come up and you knock on the door.
Rayburn.
Rayburn!
Rayburn, it's David and Isla.
You don't hear
friend.
anything.
We forgot to give you something last time we were here. It's from Mateo.
Well,
He appears to not be home.
well,
Did he not mention last time he was leaving this place?
oh fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Did he say where he was?
He said he did say it was something he was considering it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we remember that he was for sure going, like, to leave, then we wouldn't have come.
He didn't say he was
Yeah.
absolutely leaving.
Yeah.
Should we wait a little bit and see if he comes back? Should we like try to get in and leave the letter for him? Like, what should we do?
How much time do we have left?
Diane's
a
going to go.
question.
Diane is going to go under a tree as it is raining.
Yeah, I was gonna
Fair.
say. We can't really wait out in this rain.
Open the door.
Wait inside. But
Can we open the door?
nothing's stopping us.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try to
Right.
open the door.
No, I mean, could easily pick it. Like, not gonna lie.
The door is not locked. If you try to open it, it casually swings open.
Yeah, I will open the door.
Rayburn, if you're like here and asleep, we're super sorry for like coming in uninvited, but it's really important.
You don't hear anything.
Doop doop. 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 God damn it.
Yeah, like not here, huh?
Diane will saunter in, walk over to where the bed is, and sit down and begin using magic to dry herself off.
That's fair. How much time do we have? How much time do we have before we need to head back?
How much time do we have left?
Like 18 hours.
It's been like 20 hours.
It is currently 11 a.m.
You
And
just have like 19 hours before you have to be back.
yeah, roughly.
And I mean, if we're gonna teleport, then we actually have time.
We
If she
can
doesn't fuck
wait.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we'll
would.
wait.
Let's wait maybe a couple, maybe like 2 hours before we just decide to leave the letter here.
Okay.
I'm a roll a percentile
Sorry if
die.
this ends up being completely pointless. I really appreciate you doing this with me.
No problem.
And on the plus side, this means that you and Diane can bond some more.
Let's talk
Oh,
hobbies.
Hobbies? I don't have many.
Other than
I,
4 of them are plans.
I like movies.
And then this conversation went on.
Lying.
Yeah.
I like
Really like
lying.
lying.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Lying.
Really into lying.
Really into it.
I'm
Also
a big fan of deception.
It's probably why I like fiction.
I'm a
so
disgrace.
I like
much. I
fiction.
should
It's
become an
like
actor.
Okay, so you guys gonna wait 2 hours? The first one goes by, the rain continues outside, comes down still very, very hard, actually seems to pick up as it goes along. But around 1 p.m., you guys hear something being dragged on the ground outside, and looking out the window, you do see the form of a particular dragon boy walking
Oh,
up,
thank God.
carrying
Oh, thank God.
he seems to be carrying / dragging a deer back that he appears to have just hunted.
Jesus. Ooh.
Okay. It's still raining?
Yeah, he is, but he doesn't seem particularly bothered by the rain.
Yeah.
When we see him, I'm gonna like run out to try to help him with it.
As you run out from his house, the first thing he does is he like puts the deer down and raises his axe up with one hand, and then he sees you coming. He's like, "Oh, it's you!
No, it's Isla. Yeah, hi.
Well, I didn't think I'd see you again."
Yeah, I feel terrible, but I forgot to give you something from Mateo last time we were here. I'm so sorry.
Is it more ale?
Okay, I have a
You
question.
technically have.
I'd be good if
I
it
was
was
gonna
more
say,
ale. Do you have more ale?
You know how I have like some ale for making my bombs? Can I give him like a little bit of ale, like a glass?
Sure.
I mean, here's the thing. They
Thank
knew
you.
they were going to Rayburn. Would they have got the extra cask that you had set up before and like brought it?
I feel like that might have tempted some dragons on the way, but if
Yeah,
Logan
One of you
says
has a
we
fucking
got
bag
to
of
take
holding. I'm
it,
just saying.
then yeah,
Can't fit a
Do-
cask into a bag.
just do DM's call.
You have what you would have had before.
Then yeah, I have like fucking I give him a little bit of ale.
Ugh!
Like, I actually
You need to
have
come
it.
visit more often.
I would love to. I'm a fan of yours, Rayburn.
I'm a fan of you, points at the ale. Delicious drink. And your messengers who bring you to me. He like
we
reaches
should get
out,
inside,
puts an
out of the
arm
rain.
around you,
Come on.
hugs you, then like he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. You might get sick.
Yeah, we should get inside.
Doop.
So how is Mateo doing?
He's fine.
He's fine.
Oh.
Still misses you.
I see. Well, that's unfortunate. Did you relay my message that I left?
Did we?
You haven't seen him
Haven't
since then.
seen him. He was missing.
We have seen him since we.
No, you
No, you
haven't.
have not.
No.
No, you definitively have not.
We went
All
and
right.
then Holly was at the bar and gave us the ale. We didn't see him.
You went back and he was missing.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
What was his message again?
Oh, he just wanted to pass on to him that he was gone, to try to make Mateo worry less about him.
Yeah.
We passed it on. It's a little sad, but understanding
Why are we lying to him?
to make it less painful.
Yeah.
I
but,
see.
Like maybe he'll like come and help find Mateo. Maybe he'll know something.
You don't want to drag him into that.
Oh,
Dragon.
you're probably
At least,
you're
at least he
probably
thinks
right,
I'm
but
gone. That's for the best, I guess.
Isla looks so sad. Anyway, this is from him. I forgot to give this to you last time, and I'm so sorry. Hand this letter.
Ask him the letter. He looks at it with his giant draconic hands, like slowly opens it, pulls out the paper and unfolds it. I see. He like hands it over to like puts it out to one of you guys. I don't think that Mateo is considered that I do not know how to read.
Oh,
I take the letter.
my God.
What does it say?
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, neighbor.
Oh, ignorance.
No.
What does the
it's-
letter
oh.
say?
It's that he still tried. He was like, "I'll take it. It'll be fine." Like, oh.
I'm going to throw it into your. It is now in your inventory. He hands it over to you. I'm going to identify it. Bam.
There.
You read that shit out loud, you son of a bitch.
If there are any spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, it's purely because Mateo doesn't. It's a different language, you see.
Sure.
Okay.
Read it.
David will do his best Mateo impression. Rayburn, my friend!
Oh, it's like he's
What are you
here.
do-
Isla's face lights up.
What are you doing? We have not seen you in the cuts for far too long, my friend. This place does not light up quite the same without you. Young Ollie has been asking about you. Do you want to upset Ollie? Of course not. I do not know what has kept you away. Perhaps bad weather? Bah! Bad weather cannot keep Rayburn down. You are the very heart of the cats. No matter what it is that has you down. I'm sure you can find the answer here with your friends. What better family could there be? Please enjoy this cask.
I did.
Truly nobody or
It was very good.
truly nobody orders this except you, and yet I have so much. I hope you have some cups for drinking, or better yet, perhaps the barrel will do, huh? Ha! We will be awaiting your return, Rayburn. You always have a home at the Cats.
Oh.
And that's it.
You see,
It's great that you
And
got to
the-
tell him now because it's like there's bad weather right now.
like Rayburn's like hands are like together, like on his lap, and he's tensing his wrists at the end of it. I see.
He really misses you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, friend.
And I really miss him.
Oh no!
It's never too late to go visit him.
He thinks I'm gone now.
No, he doesn't lie to you.
Oh god.
I'm
I
close
looked
trouble
at
if I
him.
go back. I can't.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind,
It's-
no matter how true that is. Is there any messages we want? You want to tell him besides the one I already told him?
No.
No?
No, if he thinks I'm gone, then that's for the best. I'll just complicate his life if I go back.
I'm sure you wouldn't. Sure, would be thrilled to see you again.
He really would.
Thank you for bringing this back for me. Thank you for bringing the cask the first time.
You're welcome.
Of course.
Clearly, Mateo's got a lot of other good friends. I'm really happy about that.
I'm not okay.
It loves you.
Ah! Stop it! Was that really
Stop
what
what?
he said? You're lying to me, are you?
No, of course not.
Stupid. I can't. I'm sorry. I gotta stay away from that entire town. Especially with all the mages running around lately.
Damn.
Tell you what.
mages.
When this whole mage thing is over and done with, we'll come and get you and tell you that it's safe to go down there. Give you an escort ourselves.
Thanks. Is the cat's doing well?
Oh yeah.
Very well.
Oh, that's good.
Diane over here is a great singer. She pulls in a huge crowd.
Yes, of course.
Diane. Who's... He gets up, looks over in his room. Hello, Diane. Hi. Yeah, I can hear it. It's like
This is
silk.
our friend Diane.
It's a voice like silk. I hear it. I get it.
You know, to a Dragonborn, that probably is.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys gonna stay here for a while, or?
We unfortunately have someplace to be.
Yeah, we're kind
We
of
just
on a
wanted
schedule.
to.
I have a deer. I mean, if you want to stay and eat some deer, I was about to eat the deer. I could spare some deer.
Were you gonna do anything to the deer?
Yeah, eat it.
No, I mean like before eating it. Were you gonna like cook it or anything?
Well, I killed it. That's what I did to it before it. It'd be barbaric to eat it while it was alive.
I'm gonna pass on the deer, Rayburn.
All right, I understand.
I really appreciate the offer, though.
I'm gonna pass on the deer. It'd be a great time to show off your cooking skills.
Yeah.
David.
It's true.
Does he have anything in his cabin that he could use for cooking?
He has a campfire
In the rain.
in the rain.
In the rain. You're gonna eat that raw, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't qualify it like that, but yes, I'm going to eat it.
Are you gonna cook it?
No.
Oh, Rayburn. Oh.
That is a waste of time that I could be spending otherwise hunting more deer.
Oh, you breaking my chef's heart.
Coming from you,
That I have
mean
now.
boy.
Exactly.
I
I'm making a joke.
If I wanted a well-cooked meal, I'd go back to the cats.
Oh.
Then do that. You deserve a well-cooked
I
meal.
can't! For
Just do
previously
it, come
expressed
on!
reasons!
Just come on.
Look.
Your reasons suck. Come on.
Picks up the deer. You sure you don't want any deer?
I'm good. Thank you.
You're gonna eat it fast.
How about you, Diane? You want some raw deer?
I think
Yes.
I'll pass on the raw deer.
But Diane, your history has shown how much you love raw deer.
I already had some squirrel on the way up here. I think I'm good.
Logan.
All right. Should get out of here.
All right. Are you sure you want to travel in this rain?
We've got that's why we brought her actually. She's
Yeah.
very handy.
You're gonna ride it down? I don't see how that's gonna work.
In a way.
Oh, is it a magic
Diane,
thing?
could yeah, she's gonna magic.
Oh.
She's gonna magic
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, Rayburn.
Mm.
If you're not gonna visit the cats, could you do us a favor and like hang around here? I know you said you were gonna maybe take off, but if you hang around here and you really, really don't want to visit the cats, we could maybe bring Mateo to you.
Maybe. Until I figure out where I'm gonna go anyways.
I'd like it if we get to see you again.
Yeah. I'll do my best. I don't have any plans currently.
Either stay here or come to the cats. Jeez.
I'm saying I'll stay here.
Okay, good.
All right.
All right.
All right.
right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we do gotta go though. Yeah. We
All
gotta go.
right. You all. Time to see if we teleport successfully again.
Yeah.
I really hope we do.
I really hope we do.
I hope they go like fucking the Bordeaux or the Bodio or something.
Zambodia.
I hope they go to heckin' Australia. Let's see.
I hope they teleport to Helgrith's laboratory.
Oh my god.
All right,
Oh.
rolling off the very familiar table.
Helsinki it is.
Oh, you're 1 point away from off target.
Damn it!
Why couldn't you just let me? Why couldn't you just let me have this table?
Yeah, fuck Logan.
Diane once again collects you guys. Same golden mana, builds the circle, wings, corruption on the wings, flash of light. The last thing you hear is as the flash of light sort of blinds Rayburn. Last thing you hear is like a ah!
And then Rayburn also gets teleported against his will.
Rayburn came with us. Haha.
It does specify willing creatures. So that takes you guys back. So what the others of you, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Anything you want to do for like the next 20 hours?
You guys you
make
guys
out with
have
now.
it was 8.
We have 15 hours.
Yeah,
Thank
you have about 15 hours, yeah.
They get done with the bullets. They're just like, where'd the others go?
I'm gonna convert to 7.
I'm just imagining like when Ian's done, he just like opens up a door and just like smoke billowing out. He's wearing a gas mask. Yeah, you're not gonna want to smell these or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, they're I won't lie to you, they're incredibly toxic.
Oh,
So made you this
what
case.
happens if I shoot someone with them?
Probably not great things, I would imagine, but as you can see, I have not tested them.
Can you imagine? I shoot someone in the head with them, and then it just kills them, and then lets out a humongous screeching sound.
Oh my god.
His head turned into a screaming rainbow.
Oh my god.
I can turn people into screaming rainbows, blood fountains.
Screaming rainbow.
Oh my god.
He's going to pocket the five bullets as he looks beyond him to the billowing smoke, like, all this for 5 boys?
This is uncharted territory here, man. Science is about risks.
No, that's amazing. These things will do what you say they do. Then
I mean, in theory, I went over the chemical composition a bunch of times, and it should check out. It's not super complicated. It's mostly just phosphorus. But,
I trust your work. He puts them into his ammo case and just kind of puts it alongside his waist or his ammo pocket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I hope they work out.
From what I've seen of you guys, you're very talented mages. So
Aw.
he looks like to him and looks like around him is like, where did everyone else go?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that myself. Last I heard, Isla sent me a message on the sending stone saying they were going to just pop out real quick, do a thing, and be right back.
Oh, it looks like you're all alone then, Ian. I'm kidding.
But
Thanks for the bullets,
yeah.
nerd. I'm kidding.
No.
Like you
Not
said,
doing
Ian raises gun. Science is all about taking risks. You're right, Malaclips. Holds up switch. That's why I built a detonator into those bullets. I knew you'd say that. That's why I put them in my signal-canceling pouch. That's why when you weren't looking, Malaclips, I poked holes in that pouch.
I installed a timer on those bullets.
Cuts to
Ever heard of
like
it?
2 hours later when they're both just like out of breath, like there's like random items around them. Yeah, well, what are we on?
Hey, we're back.
Dead man switch mouth clips.
Dead man switch.
But yeah, if we're just waiting around for the others to get back, there is something I've been thinking about trying.
Oh.
It's complicated, but we got some information about the war that I'm curious if I can make use of.
Looks interested.
We found out a weakness, if you will, in one of the servants.
Weakness?
Indeed. He'll like consider it for a second. Like, should I tell him? Yeah, fuck it, I'll tell him.
Of course you should. John has done nothing to make you mistrust him.
That I know of. He just seems like a nice dude who makes me
I really.
balls.
I was gonna say, I really hope it's happening at the same time. David's like, yeah, he's a mage killer, and Ian's like, I have no reason to mistrust you.
Just cutting back
But
and
it's
forth.
weird. Yeah, man.
So how much do you know about the war and the servants?
I've met one of them before. One that, well, I guess two, but one that I think all of you call Saber.
Well, that works out well, because that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, when, right after all that business with Berserker wrapped up, Castor informed us that Saber has a weakness.
The Dial Clan was trying their hardest to figure out any way around that servant, yes. What did they eventually find?
Apparently, he's weak to water and also a bit to cold. Based on the circumstances of his death, apparently it's significant enough that the Dial Clan just needed to make their weapons a bit wet with like a pretty minor enchantment, and that's enough to get through. So
that's why all their
it.
weapons had that bit of film of water on them.
Exactly. So I'm curious if I can make something even close to that. Like, it's worth looking into. Like, I'm kind of in a zone right now. I haven't built stuff in a while.
You had all talked about Saber before. I don't have a lot of information to give on him, but could you maybe tell me any of the other abilities or things about him? You had said that your previous servant had fought against him before.
Yeah, that's how we lost him. Tonica. He was the assassin servant. He fought well, but he was just too powerful.
Whenever
Thankfully,
I saw him, he was able to effortlessly fight against a humongous demon. And then he destroyed the entire area that was around him. If you could think of any other abilities he has, perhaps it'd be helpful.
At one point, he had an ability to kind of reflect damage back onto whoever was attacking him and their allies. But thankfully Assassin was able to seal that. Hopefully permanently. But, yeah, other than that, he's still able to attack multiple people at the same time with one attack.
Ian doesn't. I don't think Ian directly knows about the thing that you're trying to get him to say, Alex.
Damn it!
I know what you're doing, but he doesn't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Damn it. I have to ask Lancer, don't I?
Pretty much, yeah.
Fuck.
No, you're fine, Izzy. You're exactly role playing what Ian knows.
I know. I'm
Deco's
just looking for a certain thing, man.
Deco's trying to fucking tease the cursed words thing out of you, which you don't know.
No, I just wanted to know if he knew it, that's all. I need to get that information before we see Saber.
Yep.
And it's not on Ian, man. It's on Isla.
It's not on anybody.
So, funny enough, this is weirdly...
This weirdly came full circle because it's Malaclips's description of what Saber did that led the Dial Clan to make the realization that he was weak against what he is. So this information is weirdly coming back to where it started. It's like it's like Malaclips produced it, and it went through the refinery that was the Dial Clan, through Ian, and then as a finished product back to Malaclips.
Thanks a lot for the information. What do you think you can do about this cold? I'm not... He actually, like, has his mouth open for a second and then closes it. He looks at Ian. I'm not that familiar with magics.
No? Why is that? Like, you seem to kind of work with a lot of magical people.
Yeah, I don't really... When you say water and cold, like, you mean, like, ice and stuff?
Yeah, more or less.
I've only been around people who use lightning and fire and... Well, gotcha. Sorry.
Suffice to say, there are a lot, many different kinds of magic.
You do know, Ian, just in terms of like base things you do that could use caster's information, you do have elemental weapon.
Right, but didn't we establish that elemental weapon needs a non-magical weapon?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would need to get a worse gun in order to use elemental weapon for that.
You need something non-magical?
That would be one way to go. I have a recipe for something that can apply elemental damage to something that's not inherently magical, but my kind of go-to gun here is does not exactly fit that category.
Suzume glitters in as servants do.
Are you trying to construct a weapon that can make use of Saber's weakness in the same way the Dial Clan does?
Kind of brainstorming some stuff, yeah. Like, from what he described, it sounds fairly simple. Definitely nothing I've made before, but it doesn't sound impossible given enough time to research it. Basically, just need to make something that can either deal kind of some sort of elemental ice damage, or at least be wet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yawned.
Well, I'm more of a swordsman, but I did train as a smith under Castor when I was alive, and as a servant I've inherited many of his skills. I can probably replicate an enchantment like that if I'm given the proper materials.
What do you think you'd need?
Let's see. So are we just trying to replicate the water coating on the weapons as Castor had done for the Dial Clan?
Do you think you can do better?
I can create weapons that entirely deal that type of damage. However, if I create entire weapons, they're fundamentally different than Castor's. And you may not want to use them. Or at least it would be at your own risk if you did.
I see. Well,
Castor was well known in his legends for creating weapons that were at one with nature. There's not a lot of stories about them being used in combat, but he is known as the world's, or at least Japan's, greatest smith. I, on the other hand, have inherited the skills of my grandfather, who was known for making weapons that would demand blood when they were drawn. I can create things. I could create weapons much stronger than any that you currently possess. But if I create a weapon outright, it's going to possess that quality. And if you don't kill each time you draw it, it will demand your blood instead of its enemies.
I see.
Is that why you... He looks at her and he kind of like looks to her arm and stuff whenever he saw her like hurt herself.
Yes. That is the nature of the curse that my grandfather's sword has. Whenever, in most cases, the curse will only demand, if I create a normal weapon, for example, if I were to conjure up a sword for you to use, it would be a powerful weapon, but if you draw it and then try to sheath it again, without having taken a life with it, it would demand a little bit of you. It would require that it drinks some of your blood. In the case of my noble phantasm, Juichi Yosamu, it has an ongoing fee that comes with it. It's so bloodthirsty that every moment I hold it, it demands of me. That's why I can't use it for an extended period of time. But in short battles, the fact that it leaves wounds on enemies that will never heal makes that worth it.
I'm sorry you have such a burden. It's...
And the enemies that you kill with it, does it just take their blood?
It doesn't do anything to their souls, if that's what you're asking.
There's so many things in this world that do messed up things like that, I had to ask.
Demons often draw their power from human blood. They consume humans, they partake of their souls, they barter with them, they convert them into more demons, especially in the culture that I come from, where even one's dark thoughts can spawn a demon. The Juichi Osamu is very similar to a demon in that regard. It doesn't have any desire for the fundamental essence of a person, but it is made stronger by and nourished by the blood of those it cuts. And as a act of true violence, it will not allow that blood to return. It will not allow the person to heal, which is why it causes constant wounds. I don't know what my grandfather did to make it, but there are legends that say that the sword itself is a demon that was sealed in the form of a blade.
Not that any of the incinerators are here to notice this, but when you were in the interstice, you recall that he very much had a workshop that that had a demon sealed inside a statue that was connected to a furnace that he would boil metal in to make weapons.
Oh. Fun.
Cool.
A bit of trivia on what that was. Remember, you guys made a deal with it? You gave it HD and you got stuff back for it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He looks over to Ian to see what he's thinking at the moment.
I could make you a sword. Or bullets, but more specifically, I could make you a sword that emanates the cold, that is made of frost or water. And you could use it. But it would come at a cost. Alternatively, I could try to put a minor enchantment onto an existing weapon, but altering the shape of a weapon that exists is a bit harder. I wouldn't be able to make it deal that. I would just give it the quality of being made of water, or coated in it, rather.
I see. I appreciate the offer. I don't think we need to go so far as to create a weapon like that. I think we can go about this in a way that doesn't get anybody hurt.
Castor said something to me. Whenever he was around last night. Something about how weapons not being made to kill, but a weapon wielding itself to protect. Is that why you and him are at odds? This whole blood for blood thing?
Castor is of the opinion that the creation of swords and other weapons is an exercise. He does it because it's something that he's inclined to do, But he believes that if you pick up a weapon and wield it because you want to hurt others, you just become that weapon. It becomes an extension of you. But, in a sense, you just become a tool that it uses to reach its destination, which is the harm of others. I believe that that's an unnecessary type of thought. I believe that a weapon is whatever you make of it. My grandfather left me a storehouse of weapons and passed down the basics of how to make weapons in its image. I've lived my life as defined by Juichi Osamu. I tried to find purpose in fighting with it. I became a swordswoman with it. And I'll admit it left me feeling empty. But I do not believe that's because the weapon wielded me. I believe that I'm just missing something. So I turned to him to teach me. And his teachings to me just seemed like he wanted me to discard everything that defined me up until that point. Eventually, we found ourselves at odds.
He reaches back into his back holster. As he does, he pulls out his small +2 dagger. Could you make something similar to this?
Altering that one? Or do you mean, could I make you a weapon entirely?
Castor said that he thought that I was good. He thought that how I went about things were up to his standards. If you feel that your blades are different and you want him to know to acknowledge them in some way, if I could wield one to help deal with Saber, I would gladly pay that blood.
You don't have to do that. Like, we can find another way.
It's fine. I only plan to use it to go against him. I don't plan to seek any more blood than what's necessary. I believe that's something that Castor would... No, I don't think that's something that he could find fault with. Do you? He looks to Suzume.
I believe that Castor would take issue with anybody using anything I made. But I think that that's less because of his philosophy and more because he's a crotchety old man.
It doesn't seem very fair. If you can make me something like this, I would gladly use it to help the people here.
I can do that for you, easily.
He nods.
I could also make you bullets. They wouldn't be as good, but I could make you bullets that also serve that particular need.
Oh, having a secondary, yes, that would be great.
Though, I will warn you.
I was hoping they weren't exclusive, but thank you for clarifying.
But I should warn you, if I make you something like ammunition, my grandfather did create several arrows, crossbow bolts, and such. They function a bit differently. Each time you fire them, if they don't manage to meet their mark, they will take a cost from you every time you pull the trigger. Are you comfortable with that?
For better or worse, I believe in my skill. They will not miss their mark.
I see.
I trust you.
All right. I'll make those for you. I'll make you a dagger that resembles that one. Actually, I could make you a dagger that's better than that one.
Thank you.
And I can make you...
He's mostly just like, I need something that's light so I can wield it.
However, though my magecraft can create blades of mana temporarily, they break down fairly quickly. To make something permanent, I'm going to need some supplies.
Object permanence is not needed, but if you believe it'd be more structurally capable, then I have plenty of money to go and get supplies.
Well, by permanent, I more mean that when I create blades using the magecraft given to me by the Grail, They're only a projection. They only last for as long as they're needed, and then they crumble away. I wouldn't be able to give you anything that would last more than seconds without proper materials. If you're looking for me to make this, I'd say that by today's standards, the type of metals and materials I'd be looking for.
She thinks to herself, clearly trying to access information that she wouldn't normally have if not for the Grail.
Probably about $5,000 worth. I can make you a list.
Easy. I can do that.
And as for you, Ian, is there anything I could make for you, or does this solve that problem if he has these weapons?
Well, I mean, for more of us that can break through his weakness, the better. But from all the fights we've had with servants in the past, I know that me going after someone like Saber with a sword would be tantamount to suicide. I think I'm gonna try and figure something out on my own. I'll see if I can make any kind of alteration to my own equipment to give it some sort of water-like quality. I don't know if I can, but I want to at least do my due diligence before trying something so drastic.
Perhaps you could aid him, Suzume.
I'll have to spend at least the next few hours making this stuff for you. After that, I can. If I was a normal caster servant, I'm sure I'd be able to do this much more quickly, but unfortunately, I'm just a facsimile of a real servant, and my knowledge of magic is basically limited to what the Grail has given me. I was provided with the magecraft skill only for the purpose of performing my smithing incredibly fast.
I was more meaning that your master, motions to Ian, seemed really, well, into what he does. He could potentially have a lot to learn from someone like you. I think the two of you could learn a lot from each other. He smiles.
I would definitely be interested in learning from an expert in such a field.
I wouldn't mind learning more about modern magic, so...
She, looks up and to the right, away from both of you.
I guess I wouldn't mind.
Cutie.
I can go and get whatever you have on a list for me to go and get. I could also get us some lunch, if you make me a list.
Actually, here's a thought. Are you able to make weapons that could be wielded by servants, like you or like yourself or Lancer?
A servant can wield any weapon. What do you mean specifically?
Oh, I wasn't sure if,
Like something that they could
servants-
dematerialize with and summon?
Yeah, basically. I wasn't sure if servants were kind of locked into the weapons they were summoned with, if they were part of their very being that they can only use that.
The things we're summoned with are typically locked into us in a sense. For example, transferring a noble phantasm to somebody else is incredibly hard. I know there are probably heroic spirits out there that can pass around noble phantasms, but they can only do that if their legends speak of them readily passing off magical equipment. In general, whenever a servant dies, everything that they have brought into the world goes with them. So anything that I give to another servant, if I, for example, were to make a halberd for Lancer, he could wield it and he could disappear with it. But if I were to ever leave the world, it would also disappear. There's...
See.
However, Castor and I do have a small exception. Both of us are swordsmiths, and by our trade, we're meant to provide weapons for others. In theory, transferring noble phantasms isn't impossible for us. In fact,
And she gets very intense for a second.
Castor has something that is specifically made for that. Something that he can't use.
Why can't he use it?
It would be against his nature to do so.
Because it will be making weapons meant to kill?
Indeed. He has a sword. Some might call it the greatest sword in human history. Something forged by human hands that doesn't resemble anything made on Earth. He has it locked away, and it seems like he hasn't provided it to any of the members of the Dial clan yet. It is a weapon that is meant to be given away, if he sees fit. I believe the reason that the Dial clan went to such extreme lengths to summon him was to produce that very sword, but it seems they haven't been able to convince him to let go of it.
Huh. So I guess that's what you want to force him to do?
Yes.
The Dial clan seem to be having problems amongst themselves. I'm not even sure how much Castor could trust them even if he did want to give them something like that.
I was present at his summoning. After all, it was my summoning as well. His initial reaction to the Dial clan seemed to be rather condescending. He seems to see them basically the way he sees me.
With how important it is to them, I'm surprised they didn't just use a command seal.
Castor's already pretty fickle. Perhaps they evaluated the situation and decided that using a command seal on him might cause problems. His function as a servant is to provide them with weaponry and to increase their combat abilities. If they destroy their relationship with him to a point where he no longer wishes to do that, then they effectively can only use him as many times as they have command seals. His ongoing support in the war was probably more valuable to them than that one boon.
Not to mention they could potentially use that at any time at that point.
It's true.
That makes sense.
In any
What
case,
all do you think you'll need to aid myself and Ian?
some of these things may be sort of irregular. I need certain plants that I know should grow around the area. I need certain minerals. I'm going to have to use some of my own blood when forging this, but that's not a big deal. And I know there's probably I know for a fact that there's actually, you should be able to purchase everything you need from a smith down in Bodio, the man that I was working for a while. If you go there, you should find that there's a smith there. That shop has a series of irregular and well-crafted weapons. They have a red tinge to them. I was trying to fit in by working for him. I've quit. If you go down there and you spend that money purchasing those weapons and bring them back to me, I can melt them down, and I can reforge them using the materials that have already been put into them.
Would it be easier if we all went to Bodio, or would it be worse?
It's only a few hours of travel from here. I could stay with my master and try to assist him while you're doing it.
All right. He nods.
Will you be okay on your own?
I shouldn't have any trouble going through this place. He looks at Ian and he's just like, You've helped me out a lot, Ian. He thinks about it. Do. The dangers that potentially would face all of you going through this place would not be any problem for me, I don't think.
Okay, but
I agree.
just to be on the safe side.
He looks at Suzume like, I don't know how many people can sense these things.
You're not a master and you're not a mage. You can blend in much more easily than anybody else, and the only group with a whole lot of territory control right now.
He pulls down his hood.
Unless you go all the way to Sobrio, which you don't, or to Biasca, which you don't need to do, you probably won't run into the Saber Servant. And the Dial clan likes you. I don't imagine that they would attack you.
He kind of just looks over at Ian, like out of the corner of his eye, pulls down his hood, like, yeah.
Just to be on the safe
Because she
side.
just said a thing.
Why don't you take this? Can I give him a slither potion?
Yeah, totally.
Give him this. If you drink this, if you need to bug out quickly, it'll turn you into a shadow. Very few things can hurt you in that form. Just drink it and run.
He takes the potion and he looks back to Ian, like, kind of confused, like, you... Blink, blink.
It's magic. Don't worry about it.
You don't...
I believe he's worried because he's in good with the Dial clan. It seems to... Go ahead.
He looks to Ian, looks back to her, like, you don't seem to be surprised that, or care that I'm... She just said that I wasn't a mage.
Oh. You didn't all know that?
Did we not know that? I don't know.
We had no idea.
No, you thought he was a mage.
I mean,
Oh,
perhaps
I can
it's...
tell just now.
I think it's because it's easier for me to tell because most of your equipment is enchanted in a way that would only really benefit somebody that's...
She like gets she like kind of puffs up a little bit, like takes a breath, like,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you hadn't... I didn't...
No, it's
Oh.
fine.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Could you both do me a favor? Could you not?
Sure.
Could you not tell David?
Oh
Sure.
my god.
I guess. Why wouldn't you want David to know?
David learned of my alias yesterday along with you, and he seemed to know more about me than you seem to. I'm an assassin, Ian, as you could probably have told from my skill set. I used to be known as a mage killer.
Eyebrow raise.
Not anymore.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
it was a passed down. It was a passed down title. I should go.
I didn't...
I'm retired. The Dial clan gave me enough wealth to relocate and disappear. I never enjoyed that part of... I'm gonna go get what you want me to get. He just turns around, puts his hood up.
Like one question. May sound stupid. You're not here to kill us, are you?
I was here to find my friends, and you guys helped me with that. Even if the Dial clan were to pay me, I would refuse. I want to help you guys. I have my hood up too, because you can't tell if I'm lying. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say that's a little contradictory.
Wow.
Oh, here's the thing. When he was talking to you, he was like, I still need to make you somewhat think that I'm somewhat of a threat so you don't immediately kill me.
Mhm.
It's like,
I could do a persuasion.
When I was staying with Maple, she told me a bit about the incinerators, and she told me that you in particular didn't return for subsequent missions because you had gotten what you wanted and you retired. Maple seemed to be of the opinion that you wanted to put your life as an assassin behind you. So, she looks to Ian. Her face seems a little bit red, as if she'd been, like, caught in a lie, and she got that way as soon as she realized she dropped the fact that he wasn't a mage. So I believe that on behalf of Maple that we can vouch for him, because if he wanted to continue killing mages, then he could have. He only seemed to come back here because he wanted to help find his friends. I didn't.
I believe him. It's
Thank you, Ian.
a shock. Don't worry about it. Like, a lot of us have some pretty unsavory things in our past.
Yep.
Ridiculous. It's
If you have any questions, I'll respond to them whenever I come back.
Mm-hmm.
But
gotcha.
I'm going to go and get this for you now.
All right. Stay safe. Don't get into trouble, okay?
Please don't tell David or Lance.
It's like, okay.
I don't.
you-
He's
you
like,
have
I don't
my-
care. I don't care if you tell anyone else. Just don't let them know.
You have my
He
word.
talked to me
It's not-
last night, and it was scary, and I'm gonna leave.
You have my word. It's not my business to talk about yours.
Thank you. And don't worry too much about it, Suzume. I think
She looks in again, like up a little bit and like off to the right away from you.
I'm worried. I don't care about your... You can all hate each other for all I care. As long as you work together fine, it doesn't affect me.
I'm just walking
What a
away with my
thundering.
list. Like, bye.
You inside shit, son.
Bad. It's real not good.
Ian's like, she's so cold.
Oh,
Is
she was
there any
being so
way
nice
that
for a second. Now she's so mean.
is there any way that I could potentially try to hitch a ride down to Bordio or Bodio?
There's not really a lot of cars that pass through here. Like,
I was like looking more like for carriages or anything.
why don't I roll you a percentile die? This would be hard because especially lately merchants haven't been really traveling that much. So this is like, I'm gonna roll this. If it is a 76 to 100, then sure.
Gotcha.
53. Sorry.
That's fine. I will start making my way down.
I'm gonna say, the forging of items, the collecting of goods, and Ian's experimentation regarding magic. We'll say that takes right up until when the others come back, especially because of the sensitive nature of what Ian's gonna have to be doing. Ian, could you, before I finish my entire thought, could you please roll me 2 Arcana checks?
Oh.
All right.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay. Holy shit! Don't bother with the second one.
What is today?
I'm just gonna consider that two nat.
Oh,
I'm just gonna consider that. I'm just gonna consider that 2 nat 20s.
Give him back his inspiration, you fuck.
No, I
that's not
won't.
okay.
I won't because I'm considering it 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, that's about equivalent. I'm cool with that. That's inspiration well spent.
So we'll talk between sessions about exactly what comes of that, but you absolutely find a solution to this problem, and you can absolutely at least create some like weapons or bullets or a method by which you can replicate the Dial Clan's effects, and perhaps Again, this will take some resources and some time when you do it, but perhaps you've figured out a way to upgrade weapons to make them deal a bit of cold damage as well.
Ooh. Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
So I'd like you to knock off about $5,000 off your sheet, Malaclips, to
I was
help.
actually hoping to get a little bit of extra whenever I was there.
Okay. What do you get? Looking to get?
In case anything bad happened.
Knock off about 6,000 then.
Okay.
And I actually think we should probably, with you guys flashing back. Sorry, dude. I think we should should stop there for today.
Boo!
It's fine. You guys got to go talk to Rayburn. Me and Ian became gods. It's fine.
We started late, you fuck.
We did. We've still been going for close to 4 hours.
And we had a long break.
We're gonna stop because like there's a lot of stuff that we got to see too tonight.
We also have to show Inuyasha.
We do.
Oh yeah.
We got to do that. I got to go work out. And then Carrie and I have some stuff we want to do tonight. So
we're going on a date.
I want to say that whenever I do return, that Malaclips is going to be probably after thinking a lot. I will have him be like a lot more relaxed around Ian.
All right.
Aww.
Especially since he fucking knows now.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and.
He's such a good boy.
First of all, before we end the actual stream, because obviously this is not going to be in the fucking Inuyasha's not going to be in the stream that goes up on YouTube. Last chance for you guys to get in on the credits. If anyone wants to drop any bits, follow, subscriptions, or whatnot, you have about a minute, and then I'm gonna roll the credits. While I'm gone here for a second, here's a little end thing. If you guys want to talk, go ahead and talk while I go and get water and stuff. I moved this over to the thumbnail scene.
Oh, we're gonna be gods.
We're gonna be like gods of fucking winter or something.
Y'all are so cute. Like,
Winter is coming.
Damn it! I was
Science.
Hello,
I
nice
love
to meet
that.
you all. My name's Winter. Lady.
Hey.
Oh, what a good time.
Oh, friendshipping Ian and
Susan
John.
May is so fucking adorable.
Can't wait till
Oh, she's
next Saturday when we get to see Brett react to Solid Snake Diane's
I'm
adventures.
so excited. She's gonna be so mad.
I'm just waiting for
Who's gonna fuck first? Ian and Malaclips or
In one of the
Island
chats.
David?
So you feel that tension? Hot damn.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Ooh.
smoldering.
Someone just needs to clip that part where Logan was just like, fucking, now we can talk about our hobbies, David, and send it to Brad. Fucking kill her. Like,
I'm back.
Absolutely killer.
oh, me.
Look how easy
Oh,
it is.
oh, look at all them bots. There's so many bots coming in. Oh, Dante, I linked like both of your new fanfics in fucking the Nat19 Discord. They're so good, my boy. Thank you.
Can we change what the bits look like that fall into the thing to butts?
No, they have control of that on their side.
What?
Alrighty. So, well, I'll assume anyone has given it. Well, look at that fucking 51. We made it halfway to the March sub goal. It's 100 is a lofty goal, so I
Oh,
rarely
yeah.
expect to meet it. But the fact that we made it halfway, cool. We still have a week of games left in the month. So, I'm gonna move back over to here. I'm gonna run the credits. Give me a sec, and then we're gonna end stream, and then we're gonna go watch that Inuyasha episode with everybody.
Hell yeah.
They're excited.
Saw the realist tweet.
Hmm.
Charcuterie is just giant Lunchables for adults.
I've seen that before.
Katrina tweeting it. You know, that's fair. It's just cheese and meat, which is basically...
And roll. Work. Do
It's
it.
gonna be interesting to talk to Castor next time whenever I have like one of her daggers in my back pocket.
Oh.
Where are the
Good time.
credits?
He's gonna be like, the fuck?
And I can't wait to kill Malak.
There they are.
Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you
He's my best
to
friend.
Lindo, Gogo, Can't Believe It's Not a Bot, Autumn, Imposter Dave, Shadows and Dragon, Lord Reven, Desera, Dante, Cyan Gemini, Scenic Fire, Alpha Link, Lord Serial, Jermel, and Kevin the Ranker. Thanks to our mods. Thanks to the follows. And thank you to Sarodin and Taylor DeZero for the subs and resubs.
Heck yeah. What excellent boys.
What excellent
Look at
boys.
those good boys.
What good boys.
Excellent, excellent boys.
And now we're going to end the actual stream.
Goodbye, everybody.
What a good game.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Love you. Bye.